I think that's
Do you only fund that? Obviously, when you get a chance, but just say, I've already got it. Oh, okay, win.
right.
Hey Glitchy, thank you very much for the tea time. I've already got a cuppa, so we'll refund those points for you and just save it for a little bit later on where I will invariably need it. So here we are, guys, finally at this stream. I have no idea what we're doing. The production value is going to be, oh man, I'm already not liking the way this looks. So, I apologise for the poor audio. Unfortunately, I don't have a proper microphone, so we're currently having to use a web camera with various filters on it to try and make it sound somewhat doable. Echo in here, not a lot I can do about that, so, but it is what it is. So, obviously it's November as well, so that link's going to be showing in the chat because I'm still growing this out. So let's see, who have we got in chat? We've got Glitchy, we've got Devious, I think I saw Be a Vampire in there earlier. Oh yeah, Devious, it gets better. Dan, do you all show him the webcam review? Webcam review, which gives you a more up close of the computer itself, and then if Dan gives me a moment to relog into this, facing back, start. Now.
Oh, there we go, back to main view.
Back to main view, we're back on main view. Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Can see your comments, don't know why there's no audio on the phone camera view. Dan's going to take a look at that now. So, hey, how are we all doing? For God's sake. I look down at the tablet and the first comment I see is, why no fursuit?
It's a valid point. it's a valid point.
Okay, first up, those things are expensive. Second up, how the fuck am I going to build a PC in a fursuit?
That's part of the challenge.
Maybe in the future when I actually have the money to afford a fursuit, and next time I rebuild a PC. Next time I rebuild a PC, if I have a fursuit, not that that's likely to happen. Oh man. Anyway, great to see everyone. So, I'm going to try and keep up with chat, but this could be a little bit difficult, so if I miss comments, I apologise. I'll try and get to them. There is the technical questions, or if you just want to highlight any message, you can use your channel points for that. It's only using 1 point. I would have made it 3, but unfortunately it doesn't let me do that. Dan's also going to be monitoring chat for me. So, are you taking a look at the audio for the phone one? Sweet, thanks man. So, obviously this is the current setup that I've been running. So, for those of you who aren't aware, the current setup is a second-hand i5 4690K that I bought earlier this year, like start of February, with 16 gigs of HyperX Fury RAM and 2 8-gig sticks, 1600 megahertz. Current GPU is a second-hand GTX 1070 that's in there. The SSD and the hard drive are both new. We're going to be keeping those. The power supply is new as of a few months ago. That's a 750 watt Corsair CX750, I think. So we're keeping that. We're keeping the case, but we're pulling out the motherboard, CPU, and RAM. We're replacing those. We're going to be putting in some case fans. Where's the box? Here's the box. Unfortunately, Amazon did not have the ones I actually wanted. I wanted some Be Quiet PWM fans. I can't remember the exact model number, but they didn't have any of those in, and all the others were either too expensive or not what I wanted. So for now, we've just got some standard 3-pin Arctic fans, just so that we get some airflow in the case. And I'll be replacing them at a later date. So we're going to be putting in 4 of those. Cooling also, this literally arrived like half an hour before the stream arrived. So we're going for Hyper, blah 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 blah, Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. Solid little tower cooler. I've been using them for years in so many builds. It's just useful and reliable. And then for the actual hardware that people are most likely to be interested in, we're going to a Ryzen 7 3800X. So 8-core, 16-thread CPU. We're going to a B55 Tomahawk motherboard, and again, just 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM. Nothing special, none of it's RGB or anything, so no one get mad about the lack of RGB, but that's going to be the case. Save before you start. I don't know, we'll save the Cinebench score. How about that? That's something we can save. So, that's a weird way to ask for subs. Oh, what did I ask for? What? I don't.
Money for a fair suit. Hey guys, if you all sub, John will buy a fair suit.
Don't encourage him!
I will also sub for this as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, it's going to be a long stream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cinebench R15 or R20. This is currently R23. Originally I was going to be running these benchmarks on stream. However, unfortunately, I realised last night that benchmarks have got a lot tougher since this hardware was released. This one alone takes about 10-15 minutes to run. And the others that I was running were a couple of Blender render ones. And the Classroom Blender render one took 31 minutes and 46 seconds. So I've ended up running all the benchmarks last night. I've only got that running as something to show for now. But we will run the benchmarks on the new hardware live on stream, because it should not take the new CPU anywhere near as long to run the benchmarks. The benchmarks we're running are Cinebench R23 and 2 Blender renders, the Classroom Blender render and the BMW one. So all CPU benchmarks, because we're going to be keeping the GTX 1070. So normally I would run something like Kevin on top of it, or Firmark, but given that we're using the exact same GPU, it'll probably go up a little bit in score if we were to run them, because the new CPU would let it stretch its legs more, but it's not going to change that much. So surely you could name something like Keeper of the PC Dungeon. Yeah, honestly, Natasha, that would have maybe been a good one, but I'm not that imaginative, so... Alrighty, so I think we'll just get started, start pulling this apart, because yeah, we're not going to wait for this to finish, because it'll be at it forever. Actually, just before we do, so I'll repeat these later on when we actually get to benchmarking the new hardware, but for the Blender renders, the Classroom on this i5 4690K took 31 minutes 46 seconds. The BMW render took 10 minutes 53 seconds, and then on Cinebench, the first time I ran it, it did not score so well this morning, but first time I ran it, it scored 35.79, which is not good. Like, if we look down here at some of the other stuff and compare it to, say, what would be a more mainstream, compared to a Ryzen 7 1700X, that gets 8869 or something like that. So it's not that it's dog shite hardware, it's just old. But like we were saying this earlier, weren't we, Dan? Like this hardware came out when me and Dan were in college, and back then this was like the top of the line. If you had this, you were balling. And yeah, it's just staggering to see how much times have moved on. Okay, so oh, it's literally just completed again, and this time it got a... Oh, it scored slightly better this time. Oh, no, never mind. No, it did, 35.81. It went up by 2 points. Okay, so let's just shut this down and let it get rid. So I did not think this part through, because now I'm going to have to shift all of this to actually have working space. Oh, man. Dunk this lot down here for now. Oh, it does make me wonder what would happen if I still had... Do you remember my old i7 4790K?
The one that you famously put thermal paste in the RAM slot in that motherboard.
That wasn't intentional. Well, yes, that one. Exactly that one.
I think this stream, guys, you'll soon come to realise that John has many PC stories. And honestly, it will be a miracle if we have a PC that works at the end of this stream.
I'm not that bad.
I don't know. You have a track record, let's say.
I've also managed to resurrect some extremely dodgy PCs before. I think that laptop is credit to me as some form. Never mind the fact that it was kind of my fault, half my fault it got so dodgy in the first place.
We won't mention that it's in literally 4 pieces because you dropped it.
I literally had another scout leader throw something at me while I was holding on to it, like, not entirely my fault. Also, I realised I forgot to get a ball for screws. So I will be back in a moment. Totally professional.
What did I say, guys? This production quality is some of the finest production quality.
They knew what they were getting in for.
Can you angle that webcam so you can see over the PC or not?
Like into it, or?
Yeah, sure, why not?
How's that?
Yeah, you better not fucking lose that.
Definitely.
Audio should be back now, guys. Production quality master 105 here. Unplugged the microphone.
Well, it was not intentional, okay? Right, let's bring that over here so I can see what's going on. So, let's start by yanking out this GPU and get it to one side. So, I forgot to get the canned air from through there. We'll get that in a bit. So, let's pull these out. What I really want is like a magnetic ball or a mouse mat. You know, like Game and Nexus do those.
Yeah.
I need to pick up all those at some point. Thing I don't tinker with hardware as much as I used to.
It's because you break it every time you do.
I don't break it every time, just 9 times out of 10.
I'm telling you guys, good track record here.
Hey, look, 9.5 times out of 10, I then managed to fix it. It just takes me 3 to 5 days.
Those are working days as well, no weekends involved.
Makes you wonder why everyone at uni used to come to me to ask me to fix their PCs. To be fair, some of the PCs that I had to fix. Did I ever tell you about the kid who had his coffee cup on top of his PC and he always raged all the time?
No.
Oh boy, so I'd already been to fix his PC once. He'd taken it to a colour. I can't remember exactly what had happened. I think one of the RAM sticks had come loose and it wasn't posting. So it's like, oh, that's easy enough to fix. Just double check the RAM, got it going. But while I was there, I noticed that he had his PC on his desk, like here, and he would have his coffee cup on top of it. But this kid was a very angry kid, and he would always rage at games and like slam down on his desk. It was a really rickety desk. It's like, dude, if you have like an open mug of liquid on top of your PC, you are going to end up spilling it in your PC. You're going to fry everything, and I am not coming here to help you when that happens. He's like, oh, no, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. A month later, guess what happens?
That coffee went straight.
That coffee went straight inside. He came to ask me if I could fix it. And I was like, well, 1, no, because I warned you that would happen. And 2, there's bugger all I can do about it because you probably fried all the circuitry inside it. So have fun with that. Oh boy, I've just realised that if I want Normally I would build the PC outside the case to like test it, but I don't want to pull out the power supply. I'm just going to YOLO it and build it in the case first time and hope.
Outside of the PC case for the sake of the stream, put it in, but then plug everything in. Don't take the power supply out.
How am I going to get the power supply to power the motherboard if the motherboard's not in the case, but the power supply is in the case?
No, I mean just build it outside of the case with the motherboard, CPU and everything. Do all that outside of the case because then it'll look better on stream.
Oh yeah, I was going to do that.
Yeah. But yeah, don't test it. Just YOLO it. just see if it'll post.
Oh, this is the way we roll. Also, I'm mildly concerned by the fact I think I only put in 2 screws in this ITX motherboard, but it's a very small board, so I don't think that matters too much. Yeah, there'll be new screws.
Box,
yeah. Good. You're gonna say because that's a ATX board, if I remember right.
ATX, that'll fill that whole case, won't it?
I prefer ATX boards. I prefer having the expansion slots.
Fair.
So, because it's like with the RAM here, I don't know if it's the RAM stick itself or the slot. I didn't see much point in testing because it doesn't really matter which one it is. Like something's dodgy, and as I've said a few times now, I didn't see much point in investing in such an old platform. What's happening in chat? This stream is sponsored by Sweets.
I would like to point out I have been shafted in this, right? I came over to help this stream because, you know, the production quality top notch. And somehow I ended up spending the money on the sweets.
I said I'll pay you back, man. I also offered to pay for you takeout, but no, you're going out with your missus afterwards.
You can't diss me for that.
Yes, I can, because I'm a lonely single man. Help me. I'm totally not crying.
Have your own takeaway on your own.
No, it's alright. I'm going out and meeting a few others who we're having takeout with. Mainly because their missus are busy.
There you go. See, there's always somebody.
Oh, I've forgotten just... What is going on with this?
Challenge 1 of the build stream. Getting the old PC out of the case.
Absolutely.
Does anybody want to start a timer in the chat to see how long this will take?
This will not be a short stream. I should have known this, but... Ow. Like, the screw should have come out, so I don't know why it's... Where is it still held in? I don't think there's one up in the top. I've just had a message from a friend saying the suspense is killing me because he's probably... I think he's in chat. I saw him earlier. I can't see another screw. Oh, I might just pull off the CPU cooler because it's in the way on this. Like these low profile flat coolers are like great for not taking up space, but they're an absolute sod to deal with. Oh. Also, this light is meant to be supposedly getting fixed up and going to a friend for like a gaming PC, but that's because her current PC is a Dell Special, and it's like anything is better than that. Like it is 6th generation. It's a what was it? An i5 6500U, but it has no graphics card. Everything is the most proprietary looking piece of garbage I have ever seen.
Do you have a case for it to go in?
Yeah, I've still got the old small one.
I thought that power supply died.
I thought it was the power supply. It was just a GPU.
Oh, okay.
So the power supply is still good. Like, I still want to test it before giving, but like at the end of the day, I've already warned her. Look, this is not going to be a stable PC you're getting. So
we got a request for better lighting in PC interior.
I'm not sure.
Better camera angle.
Oh, hang on, we'll see what we can do. Also, thank you for the follow. I didn't see your name, Lauswin, I think it was. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Let me pull this screw out, and then we'll give it a go. I'll see. Oh yeah, because all you can see are my big chunky hands at the moment. Oh man,
it should be fine if you move the case out of the way and just build like outside of the case. You should be able to see it fine.
All right.
Just for this section,
yeah. Once I've got this main part out, I mean, I could probably move on to putting on the other stuff now, but I just want to see why this mobile is not coming loose. Oh, that's kind of disgusting. That's really full of dust. I haven't cleaned it out since moving out of my old house. And oh man, some of you might remember just how bad the old house I used to live in was. That place was falling apart. There we go. We got that screw out. We got the screw out. I'm just trying to think if I've got a light. Oh, actually, I've got some. Do you think my landlord would notice if I just duct tape a light to the ceiling? Probably would, wouldn't he?
yes.
I've got some like magnetic lights that I could probably hang up somewhere. It's just like where to fasten them.
No. We're fine for now. don't go doing like home renovations to get more light.
Yeah, I've got to remember that not all landlords are as forgiving as my old student one. Tony used to let me get away with murder.
Just because it was a student house, so anything you did, it's most probably had twice as worse happen to it.
Yeah, but I also normally fixed whatever I did, which Tony appreciated. So, oh man, like what was that setup we did in my living room once? Where it was me, you, Will, and Tim. Like, was it a game console or something, or like we were streaming something?
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
That was too long ago.
Yeah, man, yeah, we're
getting old.
We're getting old. We're no longer students. Oh man. Dusty PCs is style we match made in heaven. Well, not entirely wrong.
That's remember that time you.
I was just thinking about that power supply. Care to share that story?
One time we got given a power supply from our lovely friend here. And obviously it was a bit dusty, fair play, it's a PC part, so we cleaned it out with an air gun, and I swear you could have built a human out of whatever came out of that power supply, and I'm pretty sure it all went into my lungs, and I don't think I've been the same human since.
Oh, it was worse than when you caught COVID.
yeah, I was coughing like crazy after that.
Oh man, yeah. Safe to say these guys did make sure I knew about it the next day at college.
Yeah, that was
because that was for Will, if I remember right.
Yeah, Will's power supply died. Yeah, so. And the Mobo's out.
There we go.
Officially out.
I didn't need to pull the fan off after all, but it did make it easier to see what was going on inside. So there we go. I wish the lighting was better in here, but this is not a studio. However much we might like to think that.
I don't know what you're talking about. It looks professional as.
I wish I had another table to move this onto.
Just move it onto below you. Just somewhere that isn't in front of you.
Putting it on fabric. Totally a good idea, but sod it. You know what?
Yeah, move that out of the way. And then I'll pull up the big view for this. And then you can see some more setup.
Yeah, get the box out. The unboxing. Oh, that actually looks a lot better than what I thought it would be. Adam's saying he ought to build a PC again sometime. What are you running at the moment, Adam? I know we keep talking about your internet, which unfortunately sucks a little bit. I still feel bad for you on that. Oh, who leads a manual? Oh, sorry. If I had a penny for every one of these I have.
Cables are necessary.
I know they're necessary, but I don't need yet more of them. Right.
Has it got little cable ties in there?
Not that I can see.
You might need them. You got any stickers? Got any stickers to show?
We might do. We've got a...
Got a disc?
Got a driver disc. I don't even have a... Actually, I think Tim still has my USB CD drive. Got a thank you.
I think is that a pin? What we got there?
I'm not sure what that is. Join the MSI reward program. Oh, here we go. A pain/badge, which is something I'm probably not going to use. Got some tiny ass screws. I'm not sure what they're for. Put them to one side. Has it
got an M.2 slot?
Oh, it does.
Like a shroud on it. Yeah,
it'll be for the M.2. This is like I've not been hands on with such new hardware. Like this is going to sound. We'll get the drivers from the web when we get that far. Oh man. Yeah, no, I think the newest hardware I've used is like 6th generation. Like I've not.
You are pretty out.
In fact, you know what? No, we'll stick with the black. That probably looks a little better on stream.
Yeah.
Do you remember some of my old crappy YouTube videos where I unbox something, I just throw it over my shoulder every time?
I remember that YouTube video we filmed in your little apartment, and we did B-roll shots of the keyboard. We're using the chair as a dolly.
That was it. And people thought we had like an actual slider as well.
I was way above my pay grade there, wasn't I?
Oh, that was honestly, I'm still proud of that video, and it actually got decent views, and like a lot of people are quite happy with it. I think it's finished on like 4,500 views.
It's not bad.
Like honestly, I wish I could have kept up that kind of content because I loved doing that.
Well, Adam, I know the pain of a laptop showing its age. I'm currently working with one that is very much showing its age. I currently can't open Chrome on this laptop because the stream will crash.
It won't crash, it will just start chugging like
it
really
will just
badly.
not be watchable, which might as well just crash.
I've said already, there's an irony in the fact that we're doing this stream on that laptop because this desktop that we're replacing replaced that laptop.
Yeah,
and that laptop has outlasted it.
Yeah.
So
it had a slight coma for a bit. It was out of action for a while.
Oh man, this is also going to be the first AMD build I've had.
Oh, it's way easier than Intel. It's way easier than Intel because you don't have to worry about like the cage and bending everything.
Yeah. I forgot to get the thermal paste out. Top drawer behind you, on the right at the back. If you could just throw that over to me, please.
Oh, knock something on it.
Oh, don't worry. Most of the stuff up there isn't that valuable.
Top drawer?
Yeah, I think so. It should be top drawer. I don't know why I've got the RAM yet.
There is no thermal paste in here, mate.
Near the top end?
There's a phone.
Should be thermal paste.
There's canned air.
There is... Is this it?
Yeah,
This
that's
is
the...
it.
Yeah, there we go. Also, I didn't realise canned air was in there too. Most of it was over there.
Can you catch it?
Yeah, I can catch it.
Oh, I should have moved the camera for that one.
Nick, move it for this one.
We'll try round 2. Thermal paste, go.
I caught it!
Caught with style.
Look, I caught it. In dodgeball, that counts as a catch.
I don't think throwing canned air counts as dodgeball.
Hey, if you can dodge your wrench, you can dodge your ball. Why am I picking up the thermal paste? Don't want that yet. Right, AMD are different, aren't they? Because they have the pins on the CPU.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've also got a little... Oh, if they're bent and this whole screen goes out the window just because it's already broken.
One of them snapped. You got a soldering iron? We can put it back on.
I don't have a soldering iron, no. Can you imagine me with a soldering iron? So, there's our CPU. I don't know how well that's going to show on stream. And we've even got our little sticker with it. So, this is the part where I get a little bit nervous. Like the rest of it, not too worried about, but I'm always a little nervous when handling CPUs. So that all looks okay. Yeah, looks good. And there we go, just so it can be... Wow, that's actually got some weight to it. That's a lot heavier than what the Intel ones I remember.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Also, that IHS is a chunky boy.
Yeah.
Man, CPUs definitely have changed. Right,
Gotta lift your little lever up.
Yeah. Oh, I've forgotten There's no triangle on the Ryzen ones, is it?
There
The
is.
circle?
Yeah, there is some sort of indication, yeah.
Okay, we've got a triangle on the CPU and we've got a little circle there, so I'm assuming it's that. There we go. And it's in. There's a lot more sand in it. Have you seen the new Alder Lake CPUs? Yeah, like the benchmarks for them have been released. And they're looking pretty competitive. It's about time Intel finally offered some competition again.
I haven't been following recently, so.
They've finally overtaken AMD. Like,
How pricey are they though?
they're not too pricey. The main one that's of real value is the 12600K, the i5 hex core, because it outperforms the 5600X handily in most games, and I think it's similar in price. It might only be like 10 quid more. Like, it's pretty good. The only downside is that if you really want to unlock most the potential of Alder Lake, you've got to move to Windows 11. Because, are you familiar with the E-Core, P-Core design?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need Windows 11's new scheduler to really take advantage of it. If you put it on Windows 10, you suffer performance hits. So, oh yeah, that's a good point. The 12900K can draw up to 240 watts.
That's a no from me, considering I can't get any bigger power supply than I already have.
Yeah, I know. That's a no from me. Like, I like powerful CPUs, but something that chunky is. I was about to put on the stock cooler then. Something that power hungry on the CPU side is just a no. I'm not doing it. I can see why other people would like that, but for me, not so much. I'm told that when I was a kid, I for some reason thought it was a good idea to put sand in a stereo. To be fair, when you're a kid, you get all kinds of weird ideas, don't you? Oh man. Particularly when it comes to technology, like, you're just like, oh, that makes sense, and in your head you've got this weird idea that in reality is so disconnected. Oh man. Right, this is actually the first time I've seen this specific cooler, because this is the V2.
It's literally exactly the same, isn't it? It's just got like one more heat pipe.
No, I don't think... I think there is some differences. I think it's the same number of heat pipes. I'll get rid of that.
Need more stickers?
Yeah, more stickers.
Can we put all the stickers on your PC kit?
No, we're not putting all the stickers. I meant to have a wolf sticker arriving from Etsy, but I think it's been delayed. So...
Can we ban or wrap your entire PC case in wolf stickers?
No! I've got one wolf sticker on the way.
Please can we get a vote in chat if anybody would like to see the
Don't
computer
encourage them!
wrapped in wolf stickers?
Don't make this worse! No, honestly, the main thing that's got me about this one is, so you can actually see it on the camera a little easier, how the heat pipes are bent backwards. So this brings the CPU fan and heatsink back over, so it's not over.
Massive coolers, yeah.
It doesn't block the RAM slots, which is nice. So that was the main reason I looked. The fan that comes with it doesn't move as much air, but apparently it's just as performant. So it's like sweet. That's why I went for it, because I've only got 2 sticks of RAM for now, but I might upgrade in the future, get more RAM in there. So mainly just for if I start doing VMs again. I've got to get the rest of the mounting hardware on there first though, so this should be fun. Oh, my next build will be Mini ITX. Honestly, yeah, Mini ITX are absolutely beautiful. I personally prefer ATXs, but only because I prefer having the bigger space to work in. Yours is Mini ITX. Yours is tiny, isn't it?
Mine is ridiculously small, yeah. It's great. It's a great PC. It's just, if anything ever goes wrong, you've got to spend 45 minutes like unwiring the mess that is that's in your case. But yeah, they're great. They're good fun. Super portable as well. My whole like PC setup can fit in a backpack, which is pretty cool.
Oh man, we've got a D&D question. My D&D players set fire to a giant spider web last session. I'm making a spider cave map now, and there are so many creepy crawlies I can't. Oh man. Honestly, I didn't realise how many creepy crawly type stuff there was in D&D. Some of them are ace.
Yeah.
I really I spooked some of my players when I first introduced some of them. What help are you specifically looking for though, Nebraska? If you're looking for specific monsters, I can't remember any off the top of my head. Spiders are a pretty good go-to, but they're like a very generic D&D one.
Yeah,
Also,
you might be able to find some in, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a Monster Manual expansion.
It's literally called the Monster Manual.
No, there's another one that's named after a guy.
Tashi's Cult? No.
And that has some wild shit in it.
Oh,
I can't remember what the book's called.
Oh, I can't remember. Oh, you don't really need help. I can't do much about your foot, I'm afraid. Some of them are really creepy.
Yeah, especially the illustrations. The illustrations are great.
There's so many. Holy crap, this cooler comes in so many pieces. What the hell?
Yeah, it's because it fits everything. So it fits AM4s and it fits like LG.
Yeah, I just don't remember the V1 having so many pieces.
Well, that's probably why they upgraded it, was because.
Okay. This is looking pretty convoluted.
Just get the back bracket and screw it in.
No, there's a lot more pieces than that by the look of it.
Really?
Yeah, he always tell me to put the thermal paste on first, but given that there's a lot of shit to go on the motherboard. Let's see, we've got a back bracket. We've got some standoffs. We've got these things, I'm not sure what they're called. Some spacers. And then the heatsink goes on them by the look of it. What the hell is that? Oh wait, these instructions are not clear. So it's steps like 1, 2, 3 and 4, but some of them, like step 7, says it's for all sockets, and then step 8 is for Intel LJ 1366, 115X or 775. These are not the most clear instructions. Oh, I need a badass Spider Queen name. Ooh, I don't know. Fantasy name generator. I don't think I've met a DM yet who doesn't use that site. Okay, so let's take this one at a time. Sorry, Natasca, I'm not very good with names though. I normally just use generators. It's one of the few things I'm not very good at. Like most of my D&D characters, besides Looping Coil, most of them are named after like names that are stolen from books or stuff like that. So, fantasy name generator is my plan B. Oh shit, that's a cool idea from Jeevius. Self-Ruana? That's Ace. Irizaz? Yeah, ask these dudes. They're clearly far better at names than I am. Right, okay, I have no clue how we're going to do. Oh, bloody sofa is stopping me from. Oh, I feel so stressed trying to build this. Like, normally I just put music on and I just get on with it, but knowing that I'm being watched by like 9-10 people is it's like I know I'm silently being judged.
And if you break it, it's definitely getting clipped. And then you're never going to forget about it.
You've not let me forget about the thermal paste.
Nobody ever will. Don't worry. That's the beauty of growing up. It just gets more embarrassing.
3 days of me not having a working computer, trying to figure out why I won't post, and my housemate, my non-techie housemate comes in and goes, "Is that Grey Goop meant to be in the RAM slots?" Facepalm, clean it, posts first time. I was livid.
That was like your first expensive PC build as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the old i7. Like, it wasn't my first time building it. I'd rebuilt it with some new hardware, and I've just like re-thermal pasted stuff and things like that. Why am I getting the RAM out? That's not what I'm doing. Yeah, I'll be honest, these instructions are not very clear. I'm not overly sure what I'm doing here. Maybe I should have stuck with the V1. Okay, we've got some thermal paste there, some little bits.
From my experience, all you need is the back bracket for the motherboard, and then it should just kind of all come together.
I think we got to put something on the back bracket.
I don't think you do.
Do you all come here and read?
No, not at all. Is it in the right language? Are you sure you're not reading French?
It's only in English, this one.
Okay.
Oh, man. Definitely going to set up a prediction for if it boots correctly or not. Oh, it will not boot first time. It'll take a few attempts to boot. There's a small demonic familiar. Oh, that's ace. I love that. Oh, man. Yeah, ask Jeevious for names. He clearly knows what he's talking about.
What's that kid? It's just ringing me.
No worries. Our production manager is taking a hiatus. He's fed up of my shit. Right, so I think we need these little bits, but these instructions are not very clear here. Or have I missed a page? Oh, here we go. Oh, that still doesn't list all the parts though. Okay, so that's part C. So that's not what we need right now. This little booklet really could not be... We need a part D. We need a part D and we need a part J. Okay. Really have no... You know what, sorry. Just pour it out here. Another little tiny tube of thermal paste. Actually, what's this? Master Gel Pro. Oh no, that's probably not going to be as good as the Arctic MX4 I've got, so no, we'll stick with that. So that I believe is a D. Okay, so we've got one little D part. We need 4 of them. We need a J. What part's the J? It's like a little peg bit, which is in here by the look of it. Alright, okay, it's a little peg bit in here. Oh man, this is fiddly. This is... Installing the CPU and CPU coolers were the bits that I'm really not a fan of when it comes to PC building, because it's just fiddly. Like, it's just fiddly. We've got a thermal pad as well, actually, by the look of it. We're not using that. Come on, we've got one bit. Come on, need the second. Now the third and fourth. Where are we going? I do not have the dexterity for this. I do not have the dex for this. Bagger. Right, there's 3 bits out. I don't want to just pour out the whole bag of this because I've already done it with water bags. I don't want to be losing bits. I don't want to be making too many amateur mistakes. I've built enough PCs at this point. Oh, right, okay, so we want J, we've got 4 J's, we've got 4 D's. Where did I put the back bracket? Here we go. So we need a D on which part of the corner? So we want to be putting bits on here, I think, but which way is the right way? Okay, that way. So we want it that way up. That's not the bit we want, that's the bit we want. So, okay. Oh, okay, I don't think we will be putting these on yet. I think these go on after we put this bit in. And this bit goes underneath. Okay, okay, that makes sense actually. And then this goes over the top, keeps it in there. Oh man, there we go. So we're looking for it to be something like that. I think anyway. We're gonna go with that for now. Get the other bits in, and we'll we'll just see if I've ballsed it up in a bit. I think I figured out this first bit, but it's proper.
First of 6 steps.
It's proper fiddly. This. It's way more fiddly than the first generation. No, that's one bit. Where's the other bit? There it is. Way more fiddly. Oh man. I am getting flashbacks to building my first PC though. Of just having absolutely no clue what I was doing at the time. Like, even though I'd watched build guides and stuff, I was just like on my own in the living room. My mum watching me. Like, probably getting fed up with me, like, trying to figure stuff out. Got there in the end though. It wasn't the best build, but it worked. I still have that graphics card as well.
Need to frame it.
It still works.
Yeah.
Like I will frame it, but I'm not framing it until it's actually dead. Like how it still works, I haven't a clue. Right, here we go. Oh no, that's come on, there you go. There we go. So we got our bits in like that. So that's the first bit, and now it goes into the back of the Mobo by the look of it.
Did you put them in the right holes 100%?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, AM4 is the shorter, wider one for AM4. So good idea to build outside the box first. Yeah, it definitely is. But normally you would test it before putting it in, but I don't have to pull out the power supply. So,
You got to take that one off.
Wait, did they come with bits built in now?
Yeah. That's for, like, yeah.
The stock, I imagine. Oh, man. I kind of forgot how different it was, like watching videos of working with new hardware and actually working with new hardware. Because like most of the time while I was at uni, most of the stuff I was working with was like old Core 2 Duos. I think one of them, outside my own PC, I think the most powerful thing I worked with was a Q6600 at one point. At least before before the system broke.
There's a lot of that was a PC graveyard, was that house.
And not because of me.
Surprisingly, I can vouch for this. It actually wasn't.
I remember coming back from... Do you remember when we'd been at Global and we got on the next day and I was still pissed at something?
Yeah.
Because while my housemates had been out, I bought loads of old PC stuff.
This was when, was it when Maplin's? Or was this at the auction?
No, this was another auction. The Maplin's was a different deal. This was at an auction. Like, we'd been at a game jam, me, Dan, and a few others. We'd were absolutely knackered. We got back to mine, and we had another guy. I had another guy with me who was a friend at the time, and we got back to mine. And one of my housemates, the room we used as an office was already so full of dead PCs in there, PCs that he didn't use. And he went out and he got more just because he could. I remember him hold up a PC. It was a Celeron D. It was like, yeah, I got it for £2. But what are you going to do with it? I don't know, but for £2. And bear in mind, I hadn't slept, like, how little have we slept in that jam?
Maybe about 4 hours total.
Yeah, over a whole weekend.
Whole weekend, yeah.
Yeah, like, how little we had slept. I was not in the right frame of mind to be coming at me with that. So I may have yelled at him. Looking back, I wasn't strictly fair, but genuinely going at someone who has barely slept 4 hours over the weekend with something like that is not the wisest course of action. Okay, so now we want the H bits. Which bits are the H bits? The H bits are these longer bits where I've got the bag. There we go. So we're looking for these. Hang on. Oh man. It's been so long since I've done this now that I think about it. What was the last piece? Like, I know I had to put bits in that case.
But not built from scratch, really.
Yeah, when was the last time I did this? It's been a good few years. Holy crap. Oh man. I kind of wish we had some music going, but I probably sound absolutely awful on stream.
Yeah.
Oh, right, so now we're wanting these bits, fasten these into... which way around do they want to be going? They only really go one way by the look of it. Yeah, okay. So, there we go. We'll just get them on loose for now, wait till we've got all 4 of them on.
They just secure the back plate, don't they?
Yeah, they're just there to secure the back plate. No spacers, unless these are the spacers by the look of it.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like dual action.
Aye. Okay, right, let's get it all finger tight. Oh, man. Do you remember? I still remember my first motherboard, the tough one from Asus. Like, that thing was crazy. It even had like several of its own mini fans, like its own 20mm fans.
That was a good motherboard.
It was a crazy good motherboard.
I'm pretty sure as well it was more expensive than your CPU.
No, but it was close. The CPU was 260 at the time. That was the i7 4790K. We're going back to when I was in college, guys. So we're going back, 2013, I think I got it?
7 years.
Yeah. And the motherboard was like 200 quid. I paid a lot for that motherboard. It's been well over a decade. Holy crap, it's been even longer for you, man. Alright, what's the next bit we want? We want the G parts. Which bits are the G parts? Bits with an angle. So we want these bits by the look of it. Aye, those bits, because they're the AM4 bits. Okay, wow, this is even compatible with like FM2 Plus.
Yeah, I had an old Athlon build that had a 212 on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh wait, I don't have the old Athlon anymore. That system blew up. I got rid of it.
Was it an Athlon? It was one of those Black Edition X4, and it was like a really good AMD CPU at the time.
Oh, was it similar to what Tim used to have? X4 860K?
Yeah, like Black Edition or whatever they used to be called. I had a 212 on that because I overclocked it to like 5 gigahertz or something.
Holy shit, that thing must have been toasty.
Oh yeah, it was warm. That was back when they ran really hot as well. Right.
Back when AMD processors were... well, no, the Athlons were pretty good for the time, weren't they?
Oh, yeah,
it's when they moved on.
Yeah.
It's when they moved on to the FX.
Yeah, the FX systems were not good.
The FX systems were a dark time for AMD.
Yeah, I'm sure they nearly went bankrupt or something during that.
I would not be surprised. Like, for a long time, people were just like, yeah, don't go AMD. Like, well, it wasn't even don't go AMD. It was just, it was very clearly a budget option. Like,
yeah, they just didn't have any good options, and then the i3s came out, and they were just better budget options than quite a lot of AMD stuff at the time.
Yeah, both i3 and i5 were just miles better, to be honest. Like, i7s gave far better performance. The only downside to the i7s was just simply the cost. Like,
yeah.
they were a lot more. So unless you actually needed it at the time, like, I didn't need an i7 when I built mine. Like, to be honest, I would have been better off getting an i5 and upgrading the GPU, because at the time I was still running my Sapphire AMD R7 260X, which was like a 2 gig video card, like roughly equivalent to a GTX 750 Ti. Alright, no problem, Adam. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you, man. I think it's these little eye components we want to fasten these on. Which way around do these go? Is the X on top? The X is on top by the look of it, so here we go. Just get that on loosely.
Did you measure this?
Measure what?
Gonna fit in your case?
No, I kind of went with the assumption of the V1 fitting my S340 case, so I just kind of assumed the V2.
I really wish we had like a close-up cam on your face so people could see your expression of slight worry then.
To be fair, the V2 is smaller. Like, I know that, so I'm not too worried, but it is a case of I probably should have double-checked.
Yeah.
But hey ho,
it'll be fine.
It should be. The V1 fitting the S340 I used to have, it was very close, but it fit. And this one is a slightly smaller tower cooler, so I'm confident it'll fit, because I'm pretty sure the H510 is about the same size as the S340.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so it should be okay. Should be okay. Right, okay, so we've got those on. Oh, it wants us to pull the fan off the heatsink?
Yeah, always, yeah.
Yeah, make it a little bit easier. Oh, I'm getting grease stains on this now. I've already pulled off the little plastic off the bottom. I think I did nearly forget that once.
I was going to ask you to do it anyway. I was going to remind you, but
Yeah.
you already reminded yourself. So.
Well, most of the time I don't forget. Fucking. Oh boy. Yeah, most of the time I don't forget those things, but it is one of those so easy to forget occasionally. To be fair, Last Tactics showed it's not as bad, but it's still not ideal. You don't want to leave that on there. Wait, hang on, wait. No. Hang on, that's for Intel. Where's...
I'm assuming it's just screwed on now.
Yeah, it looks like it's just screwed on, but the instructions for the AMD just stop after you put on the back plate.
Oh, that almost might be because that's the only instructions that's specific to that bit. To AM4, and then it goes into like generic instructions maybe?
I mean, it looks like it, but the generic instructions only list Intel processors. So, but it looks like it just fits on there like that. So, we'll get some thermal paste on it and we'll screw it down. To be fair, that looks like that's much easier to fit on and off. Do you remember the old V1?
The X bracket thing that it had and you had to put pressure on it.
Yeah, that was a bloody nightmare. Like, this looks, once you've got the actual parts on it, this looks a whole lot easier to work with. Let's just start tidying up this area a little bit. Get some of this back in there. There we go. Pour that, we'll stick that on in there. What's that from? Oh, that's from the stock, isn't it? So, we'll stick these in there for now. Just so it's together. This came in all the boxes. I can't remember what box it was in, but it's just a PWM fan. Oh, it's not even... Oh, that's weird. It's a 4-pin. One of these is a 4-pin, but the other is a 3-pin.
It'll be some converter for some scenario where you don't have the right thing.
Possibly. Rather unique scenario, though. Right. Which way around am I going to want this actually? Let's think about this for a second. So if I have it that way around, because I'm going to be pulling in at the front, pushing up out the top and back. I can't remember which way this... Oh, it flows that way. So air's going to be flowing that way. So I think we're going to stick it on like that so that the fan is facing the RAM so that it's pulling air across and then going with the back case fan. So we'll go with that for now. Okay. Where'd I put the thermal paste? Here it is. Oh man. It's still just a P block for these ones, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
I always put more on than I should, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've put on a bit more than needed there, but having slightly too much is slightly better than slightly too little.
Yeah.
So, like, having way too much isn't great, but... Okay, so... There we go. Where'd I put my screwdriver? There'd I put my screwdriver. Oh, man. That's not quite reaching.
It will do.
Yeah. I'm just having to press down on it more than what I'm comfortable with.
Then just make sure you do the same revolutions on each side. And
It's not getting low enough to bite though because the box is flexing. Okay, I'm going to be slightly risky and move it off the box for now. There's no power running through it, so it's not going to... I just hate putting pressure on these things. Oh. There we go, that one's in. There we go. Man, I hate pushing down on motherboards. Like, sometimes you need to, just to, like, make sure your RAM's in properly, your GPU's seated properly.
They do have some good flex in them, though, don't they?
Yeah, they've got a lot of good flex, but it's always just that little voice in the back of your mind. Oh, don't crack
it.
Don't crack the PCB. Don't crack the PCB. This seems to go fairly tight. You can put a lot of revs on this, but
if it ain't moving, if it's even each side, then I think you're good to go.
yeah, you tighten up the right a little bit because it doesn't look entirely even. There we go. That's a little bit better. We'll check temperatures later on. So, like, even post stream, I'll still be doing some checks. Like, it'll probably be tomorrow, but I'll be doing some checks post stream to check temps and stuff like that. So even tomorrow, I'll still be doing some tweaks on this. I'll still have to install all my software and everything anyway. Like going for a fresh install of Windows. There's the CPU fan. I think I forgot to get cable ties, so I'm not going to be cable managing this much. Right, there we go. That's in. That's the CPU cooler on.
You've got a wonderful question of what pattern did you use for your thermal paste?
Oh, who asked that? We just used. Oh, hope everything's okay there, Jeevius. Hope she's doing okay. We just went for a simple P pattern. For these commercial chips, you don't really need to be doing a big X or anything like that. Just a slightly enlarged P. Like, you can get away with just P size, but normally put on a little bit extra just to make sure. Because you're fine putting on a little bit extra. If you put on way too much, then yeah, you end up with issues. But having a little bit more just helps make sure it spreads properly. So, right, let's get the RAM in. So, the RAM's nothing special. It's just a Crucial Ballistics DDR4. Obviously, I think is it 3600 megahertz I went for. Yeah, here we go, 3600 megahertz, but I think that's with XMP. So
spin the box the other way around so the cooler's not blocking the whole view. There we go.
There we go. Good shout. Make sure these line up. Slots 2 and 4. Oh man. Yeah, like I might upgrade to 32 gigs at some point, but it's not a massive concern for me. So, because 16 gigs will do. It's only when running virtual machines and stuff like that. Like, even 16 gigs will do for virtual machines, but you can end up becoming a little tight. Luckily, most of the virtual machines I run are normally simple Linux ones. Oh, I don't think I put that in the right way. No, other way. Fairly simple Linux ones that aren't really running anything, or they're like Windows XP, which caps out at 4 gigs of RAM anyway. There we go. That didn't really click, but the lever's moved up, so that should be in properly. There we go. So the RAM's in. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of wanted to go get an M.2, but decided against it, mainly because it didn't fit in the budget. And to be honest, a SATA SSD is still really quick.
Yeah, you can always upgrade to an M.2. They're cheap enough and easy enough just to grab now, whereas obviously before they were pretty pricey.
Yeah, I was thinking when I get a capture card, I might do it then. Yeah. So, just once again, because I've got 2 16 slots here. And a load of 4 slots. One of them's Gen 4, graphics card will go in there. In the second PCIe 16 slot, I'm going to be putting in another GPU, but it's just going to be like an old 560 or something like that, because it's just to give to a Windows VM. Yeah. An XP Windows VM. The idea being is that I want to play some of my other old childhood games on stream. So hopefully going to be trying that. I'll be starting with The Hobbit, but it's a short while off that. So that's what the second PCIe 16 slot's going to be for. One of the PCIe 4 slots is going to have a USB expansion card in it. Just extra USBs, gives me 5 USB A's, 2 USB C's. So that'll be useful. And the other PCIe 4 I'll be putting in a capture card at a later date. I'm looking at what the Ava Media ones, because they've got 2 HDMI inputs, which will be great because the camera that I'm using as a main camera right now, I use that as a web camera. So what the HDMI slots will be for that, and then the second one will be like hopefully consoles and that. And just in case I ever look into getting into console streaming, or if I do something on Raspberry Pi or something like that, it just gives me like more options for video recording and makes stuff like this a little bit easier as well. What did I do with my bottle of water a minute ago? Or however long? Here it is.
I was going to say it's somewhere because it's not here.
Oh man, right, okay, what are we doing now? So at this point, normally, I would start building the rest of the parts to like test a post.
No, we're going in fully dry. There is no testing.
There's no testing, we're going straight in the case.
Yes.
Mainly because I can't be asked to pull out the power supply.
And I think it'll be funnier. Just for the case that, like, imagine if it just doesn't work.
Oh, like the thing is, it probably won't post first time because that's just normal, but trying to figure out why is just an absolute...
I have faith.
Oh, I'm glad one of us does.
Do you have a USB with a fresh Windows installer, just in case?
Yes, I do.
Alright, okay.
Because I'm reinstalling Windows.
You wiped in it, yeah.
I pulled off all my core stuff. I'm just going to reinstall Windows because that won't take long to install. And then on my hard drive there, my external hard drive, I have some benchmarks for us to run.
Cool.
Which shouldn't take too long. So, oh man. Right, so now I'll pull the case back up here. Throw that down there for now. I'm not throwing my mug. I've already broke one wolf mug. I was absolutely devastated.
Not the wolf mugs.
I only ordered that one because I broke my other one when I brought it back from work. I was absolutely gutted because it was my favourite wolf mug and now that one's my favourite. So I'll be gutted if I break that one.
Tim has been a very good client. Have you backed up your Spellforce character?
My Steam games are stored on my 2 terabyte hard drive, so that's not getting wiped. I'm only wiping the SSD, so apps like Unity, Visual Studio, all of that will go, but my Steam games will still be on the hard drive. Plus, I'm pretty sure they're backed up on the Steam cloud anyway now. Haven't we confirmed that before, Tim? I'm pretty sure we've confirmed that before now. At worst, there's still the laptop.
Is it on your laptop?
I think so. It'll probably be an older one, but again, they're cloud saved now. So, because they've updated some old games on Steam so that they sort of use cloud saves. It's kind of weird, especially with games like Spellforce, where the saves and the characters are somewhat linked, but kind of not at the same time. Like, RPG RTS hybrids are weird, the way they do saves. Because, like, you've got to try and incorporate a save of the map, because it's an RTS, so you've got to save all your buildings and the map locations, everything. But then you've got the RPG side of it, so it's like, well, what state's the character in? So, oh man, right. Okay, so I need to figure out where my screws are. I'm hoping.
Should be some in the mobile box, right? For the.
I don't think there was any in the mobile box.
The mobile box is right in front of you.
Oh.
It's got your motherboard on it.
Derp. Take a little check. I don't think it did. Because they normally come with a case.
Oh, true.
Which will be buried under all the shit in the cupboard in there.
I guess you put in 2 screws in. Are they not in the bowl that you've got 4 screws?
Yeah, but there's only 3 screws.
I guess you're only putting 3 in.
That was one thing where it was an ITX board. I'm not so comfortable with that for an ATX.
Unless you want to go do some salvage hunting to find your screws in your PC box.
We're going AFK, guys. We'll be back in a few minutes. Back. says, still munching on buttons, but still good to
There
go.
you go. You're up now.
Okay, so I went digging back through my storage. I managed to find some. I'll hold it here so that the camera can see. Some extra motherboard screws. I do have the 3 that were holding the old motherboard, but the old motherboard, well, I can't remember where I put it, but oh, it's where did I put it? Oh, it's there. Yeah, like the size comparison. That's the old motherboard, and this is the new motherboard. So this one I was happy to hold up with 3 screws. This one not so much. So in fact I'm not overly happy about how I picked it up there, to be honest, in hindsight, but there we go. Right, pull all that out of the way and let's get this in. Oh, actually I'm going to need to pull out the
IO shield.
Yeah, I
Has
forgot
that
about that.
motherboard got one built in?
Yeah, it's built in.
Right,
Most
okay.
motherboards seem to have them built in now, don't they? Which kind of
nice.
makes sense when you think about it. Oh, no, actually, before I put in that,
Take out top fan.
yeah, I'm putting the other case fans. That would make more sense. I don't know if I'm really going to be able to make the camera see this very well, so it might be worth just staying on main view, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Like, I know more professional, like, PC builders when they're on camera, like, Linus stands it up, but it's like, I'm not that good. Sorry, guys, but those guys do this for a living. Like, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not a professional. I build software for a living, not PCs.
Which case fans did you get again, John?
Unfortunately, I was looking to get some PWM Be Quiet. I can't remember the model number, but I wanted some Be Quiet 120mm fans. Unfortunately, they were out of stock, and all the other ones were too expensive for my budget. So for now, I've just got some basic. Oh bloody hell, that's. I'm gonna have to. Can I get a pull out? So for now, I've just got some basic 3-pin Arctic fans. So they're not PWM or anything like that, but they'll give me some airflow, which is what I need in this case. And then I'll be upgrading them later on to Be Quiet ones.
But not too loud.
I don't think so. The reviews for them were fairly decent, but I was more fussed about making sure the airflow was there.
Yeah.
Like, noise sucks, but I'd rather have noise than lack of performance. So, but we'll see. So here's one of them. All down for that camera, like literally just cheap Arctic fans, but they do the job. The reviews were good. The spec sheet showed they moved a decent amount of air. So we got 2 of these mounted up front, pulling air in, and then one at the top as exhaust and what's the back at exhaust, which is why we've oriented our CPU cooler the way it has, so that it's pulling in the air that's pulled in at the front across the CPU and being blown out the back, because the CPU cooler is roughly in line with the back fan. So, no problem, Lord Samuel. Thank you very much for joining in, man. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Right, right. So we're going to want to get these in. So where's the? Okay, no. Hang on. Screws for them are as part of the case. Right. I can never remember which way.
Should have arrows on them. On the sides.
Nope.
One of them will.
If I remember right, it goes that way. So that's the front, and it goes like
I
that.
always follow the arrows. But if there's no arrows.
Bloody hell. I don't know if any of them do. If any of them do, it'll be the 1/8. For some reason, 4 of them weren't in a box, and 1 of them was in a box. And still... No, I'll tell you what, we've got a spare one, catch. See if you can, see if I'm being blind.
No, you're not being blind, there's no arrows.
No, that's, oh, look at how horrible. Like, one thing I don't like about NZXT cases is, like, I appreciate the stock fans they put in are, like, exactly right, the stock fans, but this is just practically e-waste. Look, like, they don't move much air. The fan, like, the things in that design are going to be more noisy. They're not going to shift much air. Like, it's just
There is
e-waste.
arrows. On the inside here.
Is there?
Yeah.
On what side?
If you the wires.
I see
you
it.
see them.
Yeah, I was right. So it goes that way.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, say because you can't reverse it with these. Wait, how the fuck do you mount these on the front? Actually.
It should have like a rail on it, right?
Well, there's a rail for us to mount them, but like I need to get the screwdriver in here.
Pull off the front.
I don't think the front pulls off on this one. No, that's seamless.
Oh. I guess you need extra long screws.
No, it's like how do you get the screwdriver in to do it? Because like on the S340, like as I said before, the big desktop I had before this wasn't an 18ZXT case, but it was an S340, and the front just pulled off easy on that.
There's gotta be a way you get it done. Yeah, I said the same thing as well, but it doesn't look like you can pull the front off.
Alan, do you all swap to phone camera in a sec? Just let me reset it up so that we can show.
Tell me if the audio goes as well on the phone camera, and I'll try and fix it if it does. It should be working well.
Give me a moment, right? Oh. Hang on. Is that showing? I think it went in a little prematurely. Here we go.
Pull the front off and use a saw, that's the only way. Right?
But hey ho.
The audio, I don't know what's going on with the audio there. In OBS, it's like, it's there and it's doing
Because I had that issue earlier when I was testing. I can't remember
maybe
how I
because it's
fixed it.
using the phone camera and mic, maybe?
Oh, is it enabled in...
No, in that scene everything's disabled, but the audio source we're using now.
Okay, that's
So,
weird. I don't know. But yeah, I don't... Oh, hang on. Does this grill pop out?
It's gotta be aware.
Yeah, it looks like this grill actually pops out.
Oh, there you go. Genius.
That would make a lot of sense. Oh, that sucks because I was really excited to use that scene as well because it's like...
Yeah, I don't know why the audio...
like it's jittery because like it's not got stabilised. Like it might have stabilisation on the phone. Actually, I've not looked, but it's just cool being able to walk around.
Pixel 4a.
Pixel 5.
Oh yeah, that is stabilisation.
So I just haven't enabled it then because I've not played around with it that much. All the photos I've taken have all been stock. Yeah, there we go. That pops out. That's perfect. That's, you know what? Why can't more cases do that? That's even easier than the S340. Now the real question is, can I be asked to put in 4 screws for these fans?
You most probably should.
Really?
If they're lower end fans,
well, yeah,
they might rattle if you don't. The
That's
front actually doesn't pop off in this case. It comes on a sled. So
yeah, the sled that the fans screw into pops out. So, oh wait a minute, that's not going to work that way. No, that is the. So it doesn't go in there. Ooh, but where'd that go? It goes in here by the look of it. So, yeah, I best put in all 4.
Yeah.
And just hope I've got enough screws. I should have enough. I've not like lost any. So.
Do your fans not come with screws or no?
No, it all comes with the case, doesn't it? So. Alright, we'll just get. We're not going to tighten them yet. We'll just get these first ones in there. So. Yeah, if this was the S340 Gevious, like my old one used to be, the front does pop off, but it doesn't on the H510. So, to be honest, I kind of like this sled popping out. This is a lot easier. Because I can work at my own height instead of like kneeling down or whatever. But still. Like looking back, I wish I had been a little bit more picky about my choice of case. I wish I'd found another case. Or even just stuck with the S340. Because to be honest, the main issues I had with the S340 at the time aren't really... They were more personal issues that aren't really much of an issue anymore.
Yeah, that's a good case, to be honest.
Yeah. So the issues I had with it was just like the shroud that covers the PSU annoyed me because it meant it was more difficult to get to the PSU, which is fine when you just build a PC and leaving it, but I was always tinkering because I was doing various bits and pieces, which I'm not doing anymore. So... that would have been fine, and the airflow in the S340 is excellent. So the main reason it's not so good in this one is just, and I think, Gius, you pointed this out yourself, is because of the side grills. So, but there we go. I'm not normally too fussed. I think it's because I wanted the glass. I wanted the glass side panel. The one time I go for aesthetics over form.
That's what I did with my whiteout PC build. I went all aesthetics and it cost me a fortune.
Yeah, and that PC was nothing but trouble for you, wasn't it?
It was terrible, yeah. It was great spec-wise, but it was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, you did not have a fun time with it.
That's what you get for overpaying for a white GPU, white RAM, a white motherboard.
Yeah, no, you paid a lot extra. I mean, what was your RAM? Your RAM was like 30 quid extra just because it was
more
white.
than that.
What?
It was 30 quid extra a stick. My motherboard was about £100 extra because there was only one motherboard that had white accents on it at the time, which was like some Asus like high-end thing, and I used maybe 1/10 of the features that motherboard had. My GPU was whited out, and I think that cost me an extra, I don't know, 30-40 quid, I think.
Yeah, it was expensive, Jeevious, it really was.
The white fans, believe it or not, I don't know why, during the time there was a massive white fan shortage, it must have been. So I paid a pretty penny for all my fans, all white LEDs as well.
Why didn't you just get cheap fans and paint them?
Because then the fans would be cheap. I wanted good fans.
But you could get the exact same model in black and just paint it. It would have been cheaper.
Well, yeah, it would have been, but the case was the cheapest part of that entire build. I think, yeah, that was an expensive build. But it looked good. It looked really, really good.
For a week until it got dirty.
No, I kept that thing crystal clean.
Oh no, I don't think I've got enough screws to put 4 in all of them.
Yeah, right? There's no way.
3. No, I've only got enough to put in 4 in 3 of them. Ah.
Oh, that's alright, just put 2 in 1.
No, they would have to be 2 and 2.
Oh, 2 and 2, sorry.
Yeah, guess I will. I'll do it for 2 in the back. So...
Yeah, exactly. Painting them is bound to impact the performance of the fans. If I'm buying expensive fans, like say if I'm buying Noctua fans and I'm spray painting them white, that can't do any good to them. So
yeah,
I might as well have just bought good white fans.
Fair point. If you're going something like Noctua, although I'm so glad they started changing the colour scheme.
No, I like the grey colour scheme.
No, the brown. Back when they only did the brown.
I like the brown, yeah.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's not that it
I
looks
have
bad, it
Noctua
just
fans
doesn't
in my
match.
case now.
I mean, that's fair enough, it's just it didn't match anything.
Well, it's because it's... they went for that whole, like, performance over style thing.
Oh, I totally get going over performance over style, but at the end of the day, you can change to a different solid colour and it not affect performance.
Well, yeah, but...
like, that's it. I have nothing wrong with picking performance over style. Like, I used to do that all the time, but... I mean, even here to some extent, this is more performance driven, though that's more because of cost.
Yeah.
So, but even if I was to go for like a full build, like yeah, I'd get RGB, but I wouldn't go absolutely nuts with it.
My PC has RGB, and you can't see it. because
Yeah.
it's in a box.
In the cupboard.
Yeah, it's behind my monitor. Yeah.
Yeah, like I would like a little bit of RGB. I don't know where I would put it, but I would likely just go for like a 2-colour thing.
Well, yeah, I have purple and blue. And
Yeah.
that matches my keyboard and my desk mat and my wallpaper and everything is all purple and blue.
I'd probably just go for like a grey and lightning blue or something like that.
Why? Because you like wolves, you nerd.
you can't straight on with that, didn't you? But yeah, like I can't remember who it was, but I think someone was saying in one of the Discords, I mean, they've got like a rainbow cube where it's like, fair enough, whatever floats your boat, you're the one looking at it. But for myself, like, it's too much. Too much is going on, it's distracting.
Yeah, it really is. Especially when like your PC's on standby and it's brighter than anything else in your room.
Yeah, I know. But when you're gaming or something like that, it's like you can't focus on the game because like you've got these flashing lights to your side.
I'm sure it adds FPS somewhere down the line. Just like owning a good gaming chair, that adds FPS, I'm sure.
Gotta get all those frames, bro.
Yeah.
To be fair, I need to change monitors at some point.
Yeah, you really do.
So, well, that one's not even, the one to your left isn't even 1080p, so that's the one I will change first.
My dad owned this monitor when we bought an Acer PC, and it was, this monitor, by the way, guys, is so old that it actually has a sticker on it that says, works with Windows Vista.
It says
so. It's definitely from the XP era, because I remember using this monitor when I had XP, so...
I mean, if I say that the resolution of it is, 1440 by 900, I think, you might have to double check that, but it's not good. It's that bad that after I first plugged it into a laptop, the monitor came up and said, input not supported.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I was home with my, or still at uni, I was gone back to Hull at one point for Christmas, and I broke the monitor I had at the time. It was before I got that monitor. It's the reason why I bought that monitor. So I only had that one, and I literally could not play games because it was hilarious. I could boot up into the OS, and the monitor was absolutely fine. But as soon as I went into a game, it would come up saying input not supported. And I can only assume it was like the colours of the game were like too high for the monitor to output.
I think it's maybe got like a max brightness of like 2 nits. Like it's so dim.
It's not good.
It serves a purpose, I guess.
Aye. Do 3 in all? What's Tim asking about there?
The fans put 3 screws in all of them.
That would have been a good shout if I hadn't have already put 4 in these.
That's
two.
Why I didn't mention it, because you already screwed it.
Yeah, that would have been good, Tim, but no, we're not doing that because I've already put 2 of them in with 4. So, yeah, and to be fair, these might be cheap, these Arctic ones, but I'd be willing to bet performance-wise.
They'll push more out, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, they'd totally be better with pushing air. So, right. 2 more screws here. I'm kind of curious why I don't have enough screws to put 4 in all of them, because I've not messed with these. Oh, I know where the other 4 will be.
Well, oh, small hiatus.
No, not massive. In here. Here we go.
In another fan?
Yeah, because these cases come with 2 fans, don't they?
Ah.
And I had to pull one of them out because the cooler on this one interfered with the back fan. And instead of putting it back with a case, I just screwed them into a fan for safekeeping. Which wasn't a terrible idea.
That's actually a good idea. Good job.
Yeah, it just would have been smarter to put them with the rest of the screws.
Sure.
Oh man. Like these will just go back into that drawer and they'll probably never get used. Or more likely, I will get like bored at some point when I'm by myself for an evening where I'm not doing anything on the rare occasion, and I'll pull them out and do something stupid with them. The amount of shit that I have that gets left, and then I'm bored one evening and I just do something really stupid just because I'm curious.
That's how you break computers.
Occasionally, about 50-50.
50-50, Elliot was 90.
Oh no, that's when I'm building them.
Oh, fair, yeah.
When I'm just messing around with them, it's only 50-50.
50-50. Roll the dice.
I mean, when I had Tim used to have an old Athlon X4 860K. I think I mentioned that earlier. Then he upgraded to his current build, like 4 years ago?
Yeah. Fireworks.
Yeah, so he gave me his old Athlon, so I just started using it for all kinds of deals, and NAS at one point and all sorts.
Yeah.
But then for a long time, I OC'd it, and it was running, folding at home 24/7.
Yeah, that killed it pretty quickly, didn't it?
No, it kept going.
Really?
Yeah, it kept going, and that was while I was still in my old student house. And then it wasn't till I went to Peterborough for a while, where it just sat static, and then I went to Bailgate, and there I left it. I took off the overclock and left it running fold at home most of the time, and then it eventually died. But it wasn't even that killed it; it was the dodgy power supply. It was like it was some no-name brand 500 watt, and I think it just overvolted or surged or something at one point or another. And where's the arrows again? The whole machine just went up in blue smoke.
Really?
Yeah, it went up in blue smoke. Because that was my old GPU was in there.
Oh, that's why you thought it died.
Yeah, and it still works. But I genuinely don't know how, because that GPU has been through so much. This one? Ah, here we go.
It does have arrows. They're just very incognito.
Yeah, they really are, aren't they? But yeah, so... That's what happened to that one. Because I think the funniest one I had was actually when I was with another friend of mine. We were faffing about with some of his old hardware, and this was only like last summer or something. We were in his garden, and we were seeing if it was still working, because a friend of ours was thinking about getting into PC gaming, and while this hardware was too low end, he'd be able to play things like Rocket League and that on it just about. Here we go. Come on. Yeah, he could play things like Rocket League and that on it just about. Why are you not fighting? Why are you not fighting?
Screw not long enough?
Right, it's going directly into a thing, or it should be. I think it's biting now. Yeah, there we go. And we plugged all of that in, and we were outside, and literally, as soon as we turned it on, there was flames. The power delivery to the motherboard, that whole cable and delivery set, just set on fire.
Nice, that's what you want.
We turned it off instantly and moved it away. Like, to be honest, I would have been tempted to leave it going, and he might have been as well, because it was still posting was the thing. It was posting as it was on fire, which was hilarious. But the reason we were panically turning it off was because his 1-year-old kid was right next to the table, like looking at the computer, and it was like the last thing we wanted was him breathing in the toxic fumes.
Yeah, it's not good.
If it had just been us, if it had been my hardware, I would have left it to see if it successfully booted before dying.
I remember at work there was like a week period where I think one a day Xbox dev kits were just setting on fire.
What? Holy crap!
Like, we had like one a day. One of them melted another Xbox that was next to it. Like it melted the whole plastic casing on the side of it.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, like literally once a day you would just smell something and somebody would be like, it's an Xbox. And they would just set on fire, a little puff of smoke out the back of them, and they were gone.
That does not bode well for those dev kits. Like, when that many of them are setting on fire, you have to question.
They were running 24/7. Like, constantly 24/7.
I mean, I get burning out when you use them that much, but we're actually catching on fire. Like, there's a difference between a breakdown and a catastrophic breakdown.
Yeah, they would sound fire. I don't know what actually caused it to happen, but yeah, it happened with a few of them. And that was a fun week.
Have you seen the power supplies from Gigabyte? that have been exploding?
No, I've seen a bunch of stuff from, I've seen a bunch of thumbnails and stuff from Gamers Nexus about it.
Yeah, no,
And a bunch of the cases as well setting on fire. And
I've not seen the ones about the cases. I think that was an NZXT, wasn't it? It was a pre-build.
It was something to do with like a USB card or like...
I think it was something about the wiring or something.
Yeah, so one of the wiring was knackered in it or something, I can't remember. But yeah, they were setting on fire. But I've seen them blow up a fair few power supplies.
Yeah, no, these ones have literally been like bright sparks and everything.
Jeez.
And in the video where they were like demoing it, they actually had something shoot out the power supply, like smack into plastic drawers. Like,
yeah, that is nice. Especially from like a brand.
Yeah, no.
Can you fit, by the way, do you want to put in the Mobo before you put in that back fan?
It's going to be a fiddly one to put in either way, isn't it? Whether it's this that goes in second or that.
You might not be able to get the I/O shield over.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Okay, we'll go with that. We will go with it. Out of interest, is that laptop recording this stream or is it just streaming?
Yeah, it's
really?
Recording, yeah.
I did not think it would be powerful enough to do both. Or, scratch that. The hardware is technically powerful enough. I just did not think that laptop was in a good enough state to do
Well,
both.
it says it's recording, whether it...
I was just going
to... usable or not is...
I mean, at worst, I'll just download it from Twitch, so... I've forgotten how fiddly it is trying to get...
That's why I said put it in before that fan.
Also, trying to wire up some of these additional wires, like the, I don't know if I'll bother plugging in the high dev audio, you know.
Do you need it?
Not really, I use USB. So...
Oh, do you?
Well, yeah, my headset's USB.
Oh, fair.
And I don't have any speakers.
See, I use it all the time because my mic goes through there and...
I thought you had an XLR setup.
Yeah, I do, but I run it through an XLR to thingy.
I thought XLR would go through USB, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, it's meant to, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Oh, is that not? Do you not want to share your own experiences on stream?
Well, it's just because the way I had it set up before, and I just haven't changed it. But yeah, it can go through USB. It just doesn't right now.
So yeah, I probably won't bother then, because I am thinking that I might go for an XLR setup in the end, but again, this is in the future. My main aim for next year in terms of my expenditure isn't even PC stuff. I want to start getting HEMA gear. I need 3-player gear. Like, I've got my scholars now, but I can't get my 3 scholars until I've got my own kit.
Right, okay.
It's a rule they've implemented, which kind of sucks is slightly gatekeepery, but...
It makes sense all at the same time.
Well, as they said, once you get to that level, you kind of need the kit, because the whole point of being a 3 scholar is to start going to tournaments and everything, and they can't keep...
They can't provide.
Yeah, the club can't keep lending equipment to everyone. So, while I'm not normally a fan of gatekeeping, in this case, it's like, well, it sucks, but it makes sense.
How much does that stuff run you?
Oh, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've looked, and
Like
some
a
of
few
it's
hundred.
been cheap. Oh no, a lot more than
piece,
that.
Yeah,
each piece. I think the gloves are like 150, 200 for a cheap spec.
Yeah.
I need to change the mask I've got for a higher rated mask, which I think is like 200 to 300.
Jeez.
The Gambeson is one of the more expensive parts. To get a decent Gambeson, I think is like 3 to 4. My first thing I'm getting is a longsword after Christmas. That's going to be like 300 or 400. That'll most probably be the most expensive bit. But it's getting all of it.
You're looking at like $1,000 or $2,000 for everything.
Yeah, for everything, I'm probably looking at 15 to 200. 1500 to 2000.
Yeah.
So, it's not cheap. Oh. So, right, is that in? Let's start looking at getting some of these screws in, shall we? Let's start getting some of these screws in.
I really hope this posts first time.
If it doesn't post first time, I'm actually going to cry. I might even just like end the stream and be like, no,
Just
I'm
go for
done.
a sulk.
Yeah, I'm going for a sulk. I'm done.
I'm ordering pizza.
Tired,
I'm crying.
yeah. I'm crying. I'm sorry, mate. I'm not coming out and seeing you. I'm going to sit and sulk in my apartment with pizza and watch
Just
Netflix on
looking
my
at your
tablet. Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, I've just realised I should have got a taxi here and brought you that TV.
You know what? I even meant to message you and ask how you're getting here, 'cause...
I forgot about that. It's like behind my door in my office, so
Yeah.
I haven't noticed.
I mean, I keep meaning to like sort something out myself. It's just like time.
Because you could use it as like a fourth monitor or a third monitor. Sorry.
Oh, I could, but I probably wouldn't because of the size of it.
Yeah.
But I like
just put it on a wall or something. And
the end game for here is to have the TV light there.
Yeah.
And then run a long HDMI because I've got like a 10-meter HDMI around the back to TV.
Yeah.
And then I can have it on my PC while I want it. Because another thing I wanted to do as an end game, if I'm still in this apartment when I get that far, is like, you know what I said about console streams?
Yeah.
Just like camera there, TV.
Just
chill here. Maybe get some extra people like yourself or Will if he's in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Because that would be a laugh, just us guys. Have you played like Ultimate Chicken Horse?
Yeah.
Like us guys, after a few drinks, some pizza, stream of that.
Yeah, it would be good fun, yeah.
I might ask you to come over here in a second to hold the light while I try and screw
you got
it.
this.
I have two hands. And this is easier when you've got someone else to hold a light. Normally, I would have a light attached to that, but...
Alright. You need assistance.
If you wouldn't mind, my beautiful assistant Dan is
that's
coming
sad.
on the camera now. Just like hold it in so I can just see, because it's this top corner.
Which one? Which way do
that
you want
one.
it? If we can get a good angle here.
Oh, why is it brought up Google?
Oh, I might have pressed it. That's the wrong button.
Right, it's always just this top corner I find is
Have
the
you
most
not routed
awkward.
your 8-pin yet?
Nope. Like, it's routed out the top,
Oh,
it just
that's
needs
okay.
plugging in. Because all of these cables are already routed in the right place.
Okay.
So,
Is
for the
your
most
screwdriver
part.
not magnetic?
Nope.
I think them ones are the small ones.
Are they?
Yeah, the ones I
Oh.
have. Oh, it's magnetic. There we go.
I thought.
Never mind.
I think it is, it's just very weak.
Maybe it's not magnetic after all.
Oh, it is, it's just like really weak. Fetch!
Oh, he's lost it. That's it. Game over, boys. We're going home.
Up a bit. Where's that gone? Fuck!
Might be in your back. Can we hear it? Might be in this back panel.
Oh, I didn't want to take off that pat panel. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just falling off.
definitely it is.
That's what you get for trying to take shortcuts. Oh, what time are we on?
I don't know. Where's it gone? Does this come off?
Yeah, it comes off.
Or is it a dot? Oh, there we go.
Where has that gone? Because my main concern now is if I post the system and it short circuits. Why is that up here? Where has that gone? I don't want to let go of the motherboard in case it drops forward.
Is it in the front? Maybe
Is it behind the motherboard?
it might be behind it as well. That was a nice noise. I don't see any screws.
Well, I think we might just be down the screw.
That's alright.
Oh, what? You okay to lay the case back down just so I don't have to...
Ain't a PC build without
It's not... It's, honestly, this stream has gone far too well for an Established Scolia stream. We have not had anywhere near enough technical issues.
True. Right, there we go. That goes that way. Yeah, what is that doing there?
I don't know, because I feel like
We need it.
it should be coming up the other side, like here, but I don't know why it's poking up there.
Right, see if you can fit that back in now.
Oh,
There the screw is.
where did that go?
Not a Scooby.
Back.
It was on the motherboard.
Good job we didn't post, isn't it? Is that? No.
No.
Damn it, it's a black screw on a black. Sorry, it's lost. At least we know it's not going to short circuit the system now.
Yeah, true.
That was my main concern.
Very, very true. Do we need this cable routing through?
We can route it through in a minute. Just like plug it through.
See, because don't these need to come through here anyway?
Yeah, they should be going through there, so I don't know why they're not. They were, but they probably come loose while shifting the case around.
Right, there we go.
So
That should be everything now through there. Cool.
why do I enjoy doing this stuff? Like, it's just one massive path.
It's just a massive pain in the ass, isn't it? See, good job you did put that fire.
Yeah, I know, I've got to dip wood in. I'm glad you said now.
Full of good ideas, mate.
A lot more than me, because I thought doing this stream was a good idea.
I thought helping you was a good idea.
Yeah, that was a terrible. Why did you? You've known me how many years now?
I don't know, maybe I had some faith. Some faith I shouldn't have had.
Like, you heard how all the old Cullans turned out. Like, yeah, I was about to say how I was nearly murdered on video, but that was for your A-level project. So.
That was a good A-level project, that was.
I mean, well, still never saw the living daylights of it.
I don't even know where it is. Right, let me... Where's the screw?
In there. You know what? You take over your build now. We have a newest Stanley Scolia in the house.
Go have a cuppa or something. Enjoy yourself. Maybe I'm going to put in not the top screw first.
That is fair. So now the stream has been taken over by ++, or is it just plus now?
It's just... I think it's HC plus actually in chat.
HC plus.
But
Do you still have your Twitch chat?
yeah, I do. I don't stream very often, if ever.
It's a shame because you actually got quite the following on Valorant for a
It
while.
still exists. Yeah, it's still there. It's still a thing. Maybe one day we'll return to streaming. I want to do some mini pinning streams at some point.
Oh, that would be ace.
It's just having the setup for it is...
It'll be like this, really, wouldn't it? Like, not quite so distant with the desk, more up close, but...
Yeah, it's a process is setting stuff like that up. And unfortunately, my job takes more time than it ever has. So...
The joys of working in IT,
Yeah, unfortunately.
or specifically software and game development.
Yeah, we're very, we're like too busy to even think about like streaming and stuff.
Honestly, I only stream once a week at the moment, and it's just time. So
Yeah, but unfortunately, with everything I do, I don't even think I have enough for like one stream a week.
yeah,
Because I would do them on the weekends, but then...
it's also the energy, isn't it? Like, streaming takes a lot of effort.
Oh yeah, it really does.
I've said this quite a few times on my streams. Like, don't get me wrong, they're fun, but there's a reason why I don't normally go for more than 3 hours. Like, it's knackering.
Yeah.
Like guys who stream for like 6 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, my
like,
props.
Yeah, like
Honestly.
look at Pepsi. Look how much he's done. But the amount of effort like that he puts into that.
Yeah,
It's
Pepsi.
crazy.
I knew there was something going on there.
Oh, it's a TX750, not a CX. Not entirely sure what the difference is.
God knows. Yeah, Pepsi puts in a lot of effort, and honestly, you can tell. Like he does really well. It's just obviously.
Like the thing is, it's still. Even if you put in loads of effort, it's still a chance basis of whether you grow and become like a big streamer or not. I'm so glad that Pepsi has actually like. I don't want to say looked out because he's put so much effort in, but even with all the effort, it's still a bit of a look of the draw. I'm really glad he's been able to grow.
Yeah, obviously you can put all the effort you want into it, but sometimes it just doesn't.
It doesn't happen, yeah.
Yeah, it just doesn't work out.
Oh man. Yeah, so if any of you guys are into like your Dead by Daylight gameplay or anything like that, totally check out Pepsi. Pepsi TVs, you know? Is it just
I
Pepsi?
think it might just be Pepsi.
Yeah.
But yeah, his stream is top quality.
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube content and that as well.
Yeah, his YouTube content pops up. To be fair, if you're into Dead by Daylight, you've most probably seen a Pepsi video.
Yeah, probably by now. Like he's got. I don't know much about Dead by Daylight, but with how big he's gotten, like
yeah, some of his videos absolutely bang. So.
Yeah, I'd definitely be surprised if he's not like a big name in the Dead by Daylight community by now.
I have dropped a screw just like John did.
So easy to do. I need to get a new screwdriver and get like a proper magnetic one.
It's because these screws aren't magnetic.
Oh, are they not?
No, you got tweezers or anything so I can get this screw out?
Not small ones. In fact, no, I don't think I do. Give me a sec to think.
Because it's literally right there, I just can't get it. If you want to try and get it.
I can try. But even though you've got bigger hands than me, you're probably more careful because of your modelling paint.
But it's literally right there.
It's that top corner is such a bitch, isn't it? It's just an... Oh, yes, you've got it.
There we go. Maybe these,
You're the man.
Maybe these screws are magnetic.
They are, it's not a very strong magnet on the screwdriver.
Maybe standing
Are you using the right screws? Which screw are you using?
I was using the ones out of here, which you took out of your old mother.
They're not motherboard screws,
Yeah,
they're hand screws.
So where's your motherboard screws? Because I've used all the motherboard ones.
In here.
Ah, there we go. I haven't put any of those in, don't worry.
I was going to say, if you put one of those through the motherboard...
There should still be 4 there, right? Is there still 4 there? 1, 2, 3?
3.
I haven't used one of them.
I don't know where the 4th one's gone, but...
I might have lost it.
Oh well, 3 will still hold it. It's better than the 2 it was going to have.
Oh, it's there.
Oh, there we go. So, I didn't finish my tea.
Right.
Oh.
Fuck this
I
one.
don't even know where I put my phone. I don't even know
It's
what
here.
time on. Oh.
Still got a torch on. Sorry
Blind.
for blinding you.
Oh man, there we go. What time are we on? Oh, it's only 3:15. Part of me was afraid we'd still be going at this at like 7 o'clock. I was like, if we're still going by then, I do not expect you to stick around.
Oh, don't worry, Kate's got off work early anyway, so she's at home.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Yeah, so if you get fed up, you want to go, don't feel like you have to stay. Chocolate button?
I'm
offering you your own sweets, but...
I'm alright.
Remind me I owe you money for them at the end, because I will forget.
I did it! All the screws are in.
Sweet!
I think they're all in. 1, 2, 3. These are standoff screw. They're standoffy ones.
So as there's at least 5 or 6 mostly spread out, I'm not too fussed.
Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then these 2 are
fine.
standoffs. Cool. That's it, my cameo's over. Bye.
I'm done, going home.
Cameo is done. There we go.
Sweet, thank you. Yeah, yes. Like I wasn't just with it being a bigger board and quite a heavy cooler. Also, yeah, that cooler's gonna fit.
Oh yeah. Well, no, yeah. I was wondering. I was like,
Yeah.
is there a chance?
But now we're on to another bitch of a task.
Which is?
Plugging in the CPU fan header.
Oh, enjoy, yeah. And that 8-pin in the top as well.
That's what I mean. Did I say fan header? I mean, no, the CPU fan header's already in. I mean the 8-pin. Like, this is fiddly enough. There we go, it's in. This is fiddly enough in like these big ATX cases, and this is why I don't want to ever work in an ITX case. Working the small ITX case that I have in there, while it's nice, it's just... Oh...
I'm pretty sure mine took me 2 working days to get mine in.
Yeah, no, that's why I don't want to.
Yeah,
just check the... yep, that way. I thought it was. Let's get this in, and then we'll start plugging in.
And then it's almost done.
Aye.
It's so close to being done.
Aye. Slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. I am gobsmacked we haven't had more technical issues. I've said it a few times, but I was honestly expecting...
It's gone smoothly.
Yeah, too smoothly.
Which means the PC won't work.
Oh, don't say that. No. No. Oh, man. Here we go. Oops. Get that back in there. Here we go. I'm so glad I do not make content for a living. Like, don't get me wrong, I would love to have a more content-orientated career, but I would not want to do it like solo.
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
From like the amount of effort and that it is, like, even if it was with a small team, I would much rather do it with a small team, but I would love to have that as a career. It'll just be like, on a focus, it would be like trying to pick a focus that I could like still enjoy.
Oh yeah.
In like 20 years time.
Because everything becomes work, doesn't it? Even if you like it.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said I don't want to become a big Twitch streamer. Like, I hope I never do. Like, it's not likely to happen, but like, I don't want it to feel like work. That's one of it. Like, for a selfish point of view, that's why all my donations now go to charity. Like, yeah, it's to also support good causes, but I also don't want it to feel like work.
Yeah.
And as soon as money enters the equation,
it starts feeling like work.
Yeah, like regardless of how little it is. So, out of interest, how's my November page look at? We're still on 30 quid.
Ooh, so
probably still on 30 quid.
We are still on 30 quid.
Yeah, 200's probably a little ambitious, but.
What's the deadline on these? End of year.
31st, I think.
You raised £355 last year?
No, 325. That's adding the two together.
Oh,
and most of that was because I was sponsored by the Game Dev Society during that game jam.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Which I think was like 265 of that. Definitely the majority of it was from the Game Dev Society sponsoring me. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna beat that this year.
Yeah.
Because I'm not getting sponsored. So even 200 is likely to be a really high margin. But hey ho. That's why I was kind of hoping agreeing to where something stupid on stream might like help boost it, but hey ho.
Just need to get that fursuit going, and then before you know it, all the donations are rolling.
Well, even if I had a fursuit, I don't know if I could wear it on stream. Like, how would you use a mouse and keyboard?
Maybe that's why people become VTubers, because they just don't want to wear fursuits on stream.
To be fair, I did look into that software because I thought it would be like cool software to play around with from particularly for a game dev point of view.
Yeah.
But the main issue with it isn't the software. It's getting the characters. Holy shit, they're expensive.
Yeah, they take a lot of work to do to them characters.
Yeah, which like makes sense, but holy crap. So.
And they're always fairy characters.
Or anime.
Yeah,
so.
Which makes sense.
Aye. It's like, that's just not really my kind of thing. Like, don't get me wrong, I love like my art and stuff like that, but I'm more of like the fantasy side of it. So
maybe you should get a VTuber of like your D&D characters.
What, a VTuber of Looping Coil?
Yeah.
That would not help convince people that Looping Coil is not my persona.
Is it your persona?
No, it's not my persona. He's not my persona.
What?
He is my D&D character.
That just somehow propelled you into the fairy fandom.
Well, yes, which is hilarious.
Your persona, is that what you said?
He's not my persona. I do have a persona, but it's not Looping Coil.
Oh, what is it?
Materi's Coil.
Oh, so it's just the same thing.
He's a wolf ranger, but he's a wolf.
It's the same thing.
Like, it was actually a bit of a thing in my head for a while, because it was like, after I finally accepted that I was a furry, it was like, okay, because the main thing is, at the end of the day, Persona's just a D&D character without the stat block.
Yeah.
So it's like, once I realised that, I was like, okay, sure, let's look at it. But
I did. If you get a fursuit, you're going to have a bow and arrow.
I mean, come on, man. If I did, I would go... It wouldn't just be the bow, it would be like the long sword, it would be the leather armour, the cloak.
Okay.
Let's face it, if I did something like that, I'm going all in.
What colour is it? Is it blue?
I'm still setting on exact colours, but like light greys with like lightning blue
How are you
Jagged.
the most predictable fairy?
I'm sorry!
It's a wolf and it's blue and it's grey. It's the exact same as my D&D character.
No,
but my
Lupin
D&D
Coil's
character-
jet black!
but
He's
my
jet
D&D
black!
My D&D character isn't my persona, I promise.
No, he's not. It was a bit of a thought process in my head, I will admit, but no, he's not.
All I'm saying
There was a few different reasons why I decided against it in the end. So, it just didn't quite feel right. Mainly from like a story point of view, because the main reason I like these characters is like the stories and like the RP that you can go through. And Lupin Coil is in a world of magic and exploration. He's got that freedom to go and do stuff, and it just didn't feel like I would be able to bring that into the real world, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, and there's slight changes in the personalities and how they work and that anyway. So, again, because of similar things like that. Plus, Materi's Coil, I can be like, yeah, he prefers longsword instead of longbow, because that gives me an excuse to buy a longsword. Like a LARP longsword, because you actually allowed those. For some reason, they don't let you walk around with steel longsword.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. It's almost like it is actually a weapon.
Yeah, well, technically it's not illegal.
Well, a lot of things aren't technically illegal.
Yeah.
That's nothing you should do.
No. Like, certainly if you walk down the street with a longsword, because like the ones we use for HEMA, to clarify, are blunt. So because they're not sharp, but it is still, at the end of the day, a weapon. And it is not, like, you shouldn't be walking around with those things randomly. So,
all I'm saying, guys, if you ever see a gentleman who's about 6 foot tall, wearing, it could be anything at this point, it could be a fursuit, could be normal clothing. If they have a long sword, it's very likely your friendly neighborhood streamer.
At this point, I just have a list of weird things that I do, and it's like, at this point, I might as well just own it.
If you have a long sword and a dodgeball in the other hand, it's definitely you.
How many people can say that, like, I'm not a dodgeballer at the moment, but I'm trying to get into that again. They do HEMA, so longsword fighting.
Which is very niche already.
It is already very niche. They're a streamer, they're a furry, like, game jammer, like...
Software developer.
I'm looking to get into archery as well.
And they live in Lincolnshire. Any region of Lincolnshire.
I feel like that's just...
It's only you.
I feel like that's not really a personality thing, though, is it? The only thing is, it means I've kind of shot myself in the foot, because I think I've mentioned this to you before. On the whole relationship side of things, how do you find someone who can keep up with all of that?
I don't know.
You don't, really.
Somebody who just happens to be in all the same hobbies as well.
That will never happen. Let's face it, I think I'm a bit of a one-of-a-kind, aren't I?
You can say that again, John. You are a diamond in the rough, some people would say.
I think calling me a diamond is being a little bit generous, but okay.
You are the source of my amusement for the past, 8 years, so you're doing alright.
Only amusement?
There is never a dull moment, John, let's be honest.
Not pain, not suffering.
Well, that comes with it as well, but they're all manageable consequences.
Manageable consequences. Oh, it's so weird to think we have known each other that long at this point.
Yeah, we've known each other ages. 8, 9 years or something.
Oh man, yeah. The main thing that got me, the main thing that made me realise how long it had been, is because you know the whole name change thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one of the. This is a pain, but you need a lot of people to sign various documents, and one of them, the person has to be a homeowner and has to have known you for 10 years and not be related to you. I was like, who have I known for 10 years?
Yeah, I'm buying a house at the end of next year, so there you go.
But that was the thing.
Surprisingly, a lot of people.
Me, Dan, and Will have known each other for 8 years at this point. It's it's not long enough, but when you just realise, holy shit, has it really almost been a decade?
It's been a long time.
And so much has happened.
If you imagine if I was still with my ex, we would have been nearly together for the same amount of time we've known each other.
Yeah, I know. Like, occasionally I still think that the two of you, like, are, but it's only because, like, obviously...
We don't see each other enough to be like...
Yeah. Oh, man. Right.
That's crazy.
That's that one plugged in. Now we want to get the hard drive plugged in. Oh, man. Yeah, like, things were really different back when we were in college.
Oh, yeah. And then we all went to uni. And then you and your entire family followed me to Link.
Well, I had a reason, in fairness. I was going to join the RAF, and then that didn't happen because my life was a mess.
You made me get you enrolled into uni in about 48 hours. And maybe one time we do like a tavern stream where we just sit down and drink and talk.
Oh, that would be so much fun. We need to do that.
There is so much that, as a Twitch audience, you guys will not know, but are actually very character defining.
Oh, there is so much. The amount we could talk about. Holy crap. I feel like we need to get Will on that stream as well for like...
Oh yeah, Will's point of view is most probably the best out of all of them. Because in some scenarios he's the most like outsider person, so he just observes 90% of what goes on.
What I want to know is like, why does he like... Why are we friends sometimes? Because I swear that half of mine and Will's interactions are him just like, why the fuck am I with you?
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. But yeah, that was a fun week. Was the week when you was like, I'm coming to uni. I was like, uni starts next week. And you were like, yeah, I'm coming. I was like, okay. I guess you're gonna have to find you a place to live.
Like, to explain, originally after college I was going to go into the RAF. I was set on that, but I was set on it for the wrong reasons. I wanted to stay in Hull because there was a lot going on in the personal life that I'm not going to get into this stream, not because I'm not open about it, but because it's a long-ass conversation.
Yeah, there's a time and a place.
Yeah, it's too long a conversation for right now. Safe to say, I do not get on well with my dad. Yeah, and like after a while, I can't remember if my parents convinced me or not because they knew I was doing it for the wrong reasons or what. Yeah. But I was like, no, I really should go to uni. But as Dad said, this was like 2 weeks before uni started.
Yeah.
And my problem was that this meant there was no open days left. I didn't have time to go visit unis or anything like that.
And it was just me and Becky were the only people you knew who went to uni.
Well, really? Yeah, well, I knew others, but like you two were the only ones that I like trusted enough to give valid opinions.
And you didn't want to move to Sunderland.
I didn't want to go to Sunderland, no.
Which is understandable. It is a shithole. Sorry, anybody from Sunderland.
Well, it's not just that. It was also just like it didn't have a very good IT course.
Yeah. The on-site course was poorer than
Lincoln. Lincoln was like close enough to home that I could like still do things if necessary, but it was far enough that I could get away from everything. And then like you were here, so you were able to give me a decent like opinion of what Lincoln was like. So yeah, my options were Sunderland or Lincoln. So.
And yeah, we found John somewhere to live, got him enrolled into uni in what felt like 48 hours, and it was actually maybe...
Well, no, I got enrolled in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing. It was finding
I literally rang up and got in through Clown. They were like, yeah, you got it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the student finance and finding somewhere for you to live was horrendous.
The only places that were left were Gateway and Pavs, and they were so expensive.
Gateway is like the most expensive place to live.
Pavs was, but Gateway was a close second.
Yeah.
Like, even though I got full student loan, like, most of it got spent it was ridiculous. The amount those places charge is just, frankly, not on.
Yeah, it's daylight robbery.
Yeah, like, I get they've got to make the money, I'm completely fine with that.
Especially when you start to pay for washing.
Oh, the amount I was paying on washing. Like, at least until I got that caravan.
Yeah. For a short while, John had storage underneath his bed, and he had a washing machine underneath his bed, so he could wash his clothes and not pay £5 every other day to wash them.
Well, the thing was, the washing machines charged £3.60. This is for a basic wash and dry, bear in mind. So, like, for my sports gear, this wasn't good enough. They charged £3.60 for a basic wash. And then for a basic dryer, it was £1.60. But we had to pay on these little cards, so we had to top up in minimums of £5. But this meant just to do one load, I was paying like £5.20, £5.40 or something like that. It was so expensive. So like, I got called in when the caravan washer arrived, and they're like, "Yeah, you're not allowed to use this, by the way." So I was like, "No, my parents are picking it up," and then I went ahead and used it. The only awkward bit is when I moved out, I forgot there was underbed storage, so that was still there after I moved out.
I reckon they didn't even check. There's no way they checked.
I don't know, honestly. It makes me wonder if the next person in there like just opened it up and went, "Oh,
there's a washing machine in here." Yeah.
Yeah. But it saved me so much money because I think I spent like 60 quid on that washer, and I just used that all. Like, it was a pain in the ass to use, but the amount of money it saved, like, there was just no arguments with it. So, also this whole USB cable is proving to be a massive pain in the ass.
Which one? The USB 3 one?
Yeah, for the case. There we go. Oh man, but yeah, like I don't miss Gateway. I do miss my old student house. That was a good house.
Yeah, you stayed in there for the rest, didn't you?
Yeah, I was in there for the rest of the time I was at uni because it was a good house. It was cheap. The landlord was excellent. Could not complain.
I moved 3 times in uni.
Yeah,
I was in the same like building area, but I moved 3 times, and then I moved again after uni when I got my job, and then I moved to the flat that I had, and now we live in the house we have. I moved a lot recently. During work from home, I've moved 3 times.
Oh man, you really have, haven't you? It's
I've been Joe. If I still work from home March next year, that's been 2 years.
Holy crap! Like most of your time at your current place of work has been work from home at this point, hasn't it?
Yeah. I hit my 3-year anniversary at work the other month. So.
And the amount of times you've moved jobs within like that company as well is
moved jobs 4 or 5 times now within that company.
Yeah, it's been a decent number of times. Is the HD audio going to be easy to plug in? Because if it is, I might as well plug it in.
Oh yeah, you might as well do it. Should be at the bottom, right?
One of them's called J Rainbow 2. That's probably for RGB.
RGB, yeah.
Here we go. J Audio. I'm going to assume it's J Audio.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I can't see anything else on here, and I've lost that audio header.
Is it
no, it's right here.
Up, yeah.
Right here. Yeah, the pin lineup is the same, so...
There we go.
We've also got a small switch on here. I don't know what this is for. LED_SW1, and it's on.
Oh, it would be motherboard LED, maybe?
I'm guessing so.
Because mine used to have a little, like, pin. Like, you would short.
I'm going to guess it's for that.
Leave it on, yeah.
So,
see what happens.
Yeah. Do that.
What else you got to plug in now? You just got GPU?
Yeah, I think it's just GPU to go.
And then you can turn it on.
See if it posts.
Yeah, see what happens.
I will be very surprised if it posts those stuff. Like, it's not that I think it's broken.
I think you're fine.
Yes, it's not that I think it's broken. Like, I'll get it working. It's just I nearly always forget something.
No, I think you've got everything. You've got your 8 pin, you've got your 24 pin in. That's all you need.
Oh, I might move that. This is why you should cable manage. I just cannot be asked. Why are you not going any further? Oh, I'm gonna have to remove another one of these and move it over because the top 2 line up with the M.2, not the.
Oh.
Oh, bloody hell.
Oh, your USB expansion card.
Oh, I have completely forgot about that. Yeah, we'll need to plug that in. That should be easy enough, though. I'm just wondering whether I should. I'll put it in the top one for now, see, because I'm not going to be getting the capture card for a while. These covers are a pain in the ass to put in. Also, I really need a haircut because it's getting in my way.
Yeah, mine was ridiculous. I got my haircut last week.
I don't have any bobbles either to like tie it back for the stream. I was tempted to go for the ponytail again, but I don't want to. Because the main thing is, I like my hair normally where it's curling at the back long, but when it gets too long, it starts getting in the way for sports and stuff and martial arts. Holy. Right, in we go. Man, this is a long GPU.
I know, and it's not even that long considering the current situation.
Oh, yeah, looking at like so the 30 series cards.
Yeah.
Was that clipped in? Oh, convinced that's clipped in.
Sounds like it is now.
Yeah. Well, we'll go with yes for now, and we'll see what happens. Where are my screws? Dan, are there any screws left from you putting the motherboard in? Yes, there are.
Yeah, they should be, yeah.
Because I think you've accidentally used...
No, I didn't. No way.
Well, my screws for holding in the GPU aren't there anymore.
Which screws?
The screws that are in here.
Isn't it a thumb screw that holds in the GPU?
No.
Oh, mine is. Oh, I don't think I did.
Whoa.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
They're not in the bowl anymore.
Don't ask me questions. Hey, your motherboard's in, right? That's all.
And to be fair, I should be able to make these work, so... Because I think they're roughly the same size, so... There we go. Yeah, that's working. So I think they're the same screws, so this should work. Oh, man. I'm not looking forward to installing all the new software. I'm not sure if I will reinstall Windows this stream. I might...
Yeah.
Just boot off the SSD for now.
Yeah, see what happens, yeah.
Yeah, see if we can boot off that, run the benchmarks, because to be fair, that'll put the benchmarks more in line with what the i5 was doing because of all the background processors.
Yeah.
See if it will boot. It might complain, but it might not. Particularly as I haven't got a new Windows key at the moment, so...
Oh, right.
I was going to buy a new one, but if I can run off this old one for...
I think mine's cracked anyway. My Windows key. I think I just stole it.
You sure you won't say that was...
Come for me, Microsoft.
Who knows? I might need to rethink this whole layout in the end then.
Why?
I could probably put in that PCI USB expansion in the top 4 slot, but it would not leave my GPU with any space to breathe.
How big is that expansion card though?
It's not very big, it's very small, but it would block at least half of one of the fans.
Oh yeah, that is a good point. Did you connect your last Windows account to a Microsoft account?
Hell no clue.
Because if you did, then your your Windows key is attached to your
That's a good
Microsoft
point.
account.
I have no clue. I probably did, but I have no clue.
Did you set up Windows with an Ethernet cable plugged in? Yeah, you most probably did then, because it asks you to sign in and stuff. And the only way you can get around that is not being on the internet.
Yeah, I probably did. I normally do just because it means that all the drivers are downloading as it's installing Windows. So it saves me more hassle. Also, have you been around this whole time, Devious? Man, you've got some dedication if you have.
2 hours, 34 minutes worth of scuffed PC building.
2 hours and 2.5 hours of your life that you're never getting back.
Unfortunately. all to see if it boots. Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to put it in the bottom one for now. And then I'll just have to rethink what I'm doing when it comes to getting the capture card. I might look at getting a riser and just ask a friend to 3D print a bracket to hold it.
Yeah. I can 3D print you a bracket.
Yeah.
It's made out of resin though. Melting point might be different then.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the time.
Yeah.
Because I can ask you, or I can ask my other mate who probably doesn't want a name on stream, but Hang on, wait a minute. No, I'm putting it in backwards. Trying to put it in that way.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, sure. If I don't mind jamming it through the motherboard.
Yeah, just cut out holes in the tempered glass side panel just so you can put USBs in.
Yeah, sure. Glass is expendable. It's only made of sand. It's 3, right? Ooh. That slotted in a little easier than I was expecting. Oh. Right. There we go. There we go. So that's in. That just gives me more. Am I going to be able to access them? That's a very tight gap. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get USB sticks in there.
Oh, is it because... yeah.
Well, that's a stupid design.
Can you
Oh.
put USBs in there?
Not in the ear slots. The C's are fine, but I can't get in the ear slots.
You might have to cut some out, yeah. Yeah, Tim, the microphone quality is possibly the greatest thing. Unfortunately, it's just running through a webcam.
Come take a look at this. I feel like I'm being scammed out of the case here. This is stupid.
I believe you 100%.
It's just covering the edges.
If you want to move it so it's the webcam can see it, you'll...
Get it in if I really jam it in.
Oh, there we go. We're back now.
If I really jam it in, it also helps if I put the USB in the right way and not upside down.
Well, there you go.
But it's still a really tight fit.
Oh, Jeeves is popping. He's gone.
Alright, no problem. Thanks for dropping by, Jeeves. Glad you enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologise for wasting 2.5 hours of your life. Not getting them back. Right. Yeah, well, time to see if this posts, really. Let's just move all this stuff out of the way. Alright, let's get these mounted in. Hang on. The side panel.
Yeah.
Am I missing screws for the side panels?
No, you shouldn't be. They're in the bowl, right?
Yeah, but I need those screws for this.
Yeah, but the side panel screws are all thumb screws, right?
Yeah, so these, and I think I'm missing a few. Oh well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We're not putting the side panel on yet anyway, so let's make sure it boots and then we'll
Yeah. Worry about that.
Alright, drop down on there. Just thumb tight for now. Oh, I still have some of these from my S340 and I use them as bookmarks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's hilarious. I showed one of my old housemates at one point because she was asking what do I use for bookmarks and she was like, what is it? And when I told her, she was like, you know what, that is the most you thing I have ever heard.
When your GPU dies, you start using that as a bookmark.
Oh, that might be a little bit oversized to use as a bookmark.
No, that'll be fine.
Might use it as a paperweight. No, I'm definitely getting that thing framed. It has been through so much. I would like genuinely. If there's two things I will cry when they finally break, it's that and my old backpack that I got in year 7.
Oh, you still rocking that backpack?
Yep, it's in the cupboard. I mainly use it for scout camps now because I have a newer one that's the exact same backpack that's a little bit tidier.
Yeah.
But it still does the job. But yeah, when that GPU dies, like it's been in 2 PCs, it's blown up. It's done Bitcoin mining, video rendering, folding at home. Yeah, it's been thrown around the room. It's been used for benchmarking. You name it, it's done it, and it still works. Like genuinely, like I don't know if all Sapphire cards are this rugged, but if I ever go at AMD again on my GPU, I'm getting a Sapphire card.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't blame you.
oh.
Right, the moment of truth.
Well, I've still got to plug it all in.
Soon coming up.
Still got to plug it all in.
Yeah, that is a very tight fit on the USB card, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. Like things plug in just about, but you've got to jam it in there a little bit. It just didn't fit to start off with because I was plugging the USB in upside down. So, but given that this motherboard only has 5 USBs on the back, and I was filling up all 6 on my other one, that's why I wanted the USB expansion.
Yeah.
So it does use up a few more PCIe lanes, but this CPU is 20 of those anyway. And while I will end up overfilling that if I get all the PCIe expansion I want, I'm not going to be using all of them in one go. So let's see, we want. Ooh. Didn't realise that was on there. I'm not a fan of this display port. I might pull out the HDMI because I've been having some issue with the display port on this GPU. We'll stick with the display port for now, but
display port's usually the most reliable.
No, it's just a little bit funky. Like luckily this was during a meeting at work, so not anything major. But working from home yesterday, about half the meeting, I just lost my first monitor. I knocked the cable and...
Oh, is it all clipped in properly? Like, because...
it was.
Have them, like, clips on them, don't they? So.
It was, but it just... For some reason, the monitor was not getting a signal. And I was pretty confident it wasn't, like, broken. And no, it wasn't. I just had to unplug both monitors and then re-plug in the first one and then tell it to detect.
Yeah. And
then change the source on that. Like, I had to go through some really weird steps to get it to re-pick it up. Power into that monitor now. I have my back to the camera. This is something you should never do. My experience as like a theatre student now is like, no, you should not have your back to your audience. It's like tough shit. I'm already doing it. Alright, let's power on this power supply. Okay, do we have lights? We have lights, that's a good sign. So predictions, we think it's going to boot?
I think it's going to boot.
I don't think it will boot.
I think it will.
Oh, okay, we got lights.
Turn the monitor closer this way.
We don't. We've got a red light on the motherboard.
That's okay. I have faith.
Doesn't look like it. Oh wait, have we got RGB on here somewhere?
Yeah, there seems to be some sort of RGB lighting.
Not sure what it's on. We do have a red light. I don't know. Oh! Okay. Hang on. So it's picked up SSD and the thing. Oh, it's only picked up one RAM stick.
Oh no. You did say one of them didn't click.
Yeah, one to rest. Okay, press. Okay, well, at least we know it posts then.
You're in BIOS. So.
We're in the BIOS, but yeah, it's only.
Check that RAM.
Mouse isn't working. Oh, well, this is beautiful. Peripherals aren't working.
Oh, maybe unplug them and plug them back in again?
Oh, don't tell me this is going to be one of those stupid things where this motherboard doesn't have the USB enabled until after OS post.
No, it should.
As I said, that's not been a thing in years, has it? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So, well, we know it posts, which is something at least. So we've got the CPU. The RAM is only running at 2666, but if it's only picked up one stick. Let's see, 8 cores. We're not going to be overclocked or anything, but I might tinker around. CPU temperature seems alright. 34 degrees Celsius seems a touch warm for the BIOS, for my opinion. Oh, 33. Okay, right, let's shut it down and we'll pull out the RAM and we'll put it back in. Yeah, we don't want to make any changes. Is it going to try and boot into Windows? It probably will, to be honest. I'm kind of surprised it posted first time though. Just not, well, some issue. Please power down and connect PCIe power cables for
There you go.
I forgot to plug in the power for the graphics card.
There you go. So, hey, at least you've got warnings for it. That's good. So the RAM and the graphics card need...
Yeah, all the fans everything spinning up. I'm surprised we got a video out when we didn't plug in the power for the...
yeah, it's because the PCI link can still power it. It just can't...
Give it its full power,
if it draws any more power, it will just crash it.
Yeah. It's just with older generations, it just wouldn't boot. Because they'll be like, no power.
It can surprisingly power a lot, can't it?
Oh, I think it's 75 watts, the PCIe lane.
Yeah.
So, okay, right. Can't believe I forgot to plug in graphics card power.
The cables are right there.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of stupid of me. And we'll get RAM sorted first. So I'm just going to pull out both sticks and put them back in. Because that's a little bit concerning. Let's maybe swap them around as well. So still in slots 2 and 4. There we go, that one's in. It doesn't really click, but the lever arm's like engaging, so... I'm not gonna lie, I'll be a little bit annoyed if it's like a faulty stick, which isn't impossible.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
We'll play around, we'll try different slots and that. Hopefully just reseating it fixes that. Yeah. Here we go, get that plugged in. But at least we know we will have a usable PC. That is the main thing. So, why are you not wanting to...
Oh, is it not clipping together properly?
Yeah, it's not clipping together properly. I think the clip on it's a little short. There we go. Right. Let's get
try again.
Yep.
See, I was right though. My prediction was correct.
Yeah, you were right. You had more faith in me than I did.
I have faith in modern hardware.
Nice.
See, because you did fuck up. You didn't plug everything in and it still worked.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Modern hardware, mate. It's the way forward.
Oh, man. Those were such amateur mistakes. I can't believe... Well, not so much the RAM, because that's just...
Yeah, RAM's RAM.
Yeah, but not plugging in the GPU.
You forgot your USB card, but you also forgot...
To be fair, I don't normally plug in USB cards or anything. Normally I just stick with...
Link Tom90 has just said, Tom, Ali, Luke and Isaac say hi.
Hey guys, I didn't realise you were all still watching. Yeah, they're the guys I'm hanging out with.
Ah, right, okay. Well, you'd be good to know you'll have a happy John. Because John's PC works.
Oh, be careful. It might still be drunk John drinking back tears if he blows all this stuff up.
Yeah, if it all goes wrong now, you know what type of John you're going to get.
Here we go. Oh, where's delete? Wasn't ready with the delete. Go on, into BIOS. Was I too slow?
Yeah. But if it boots Windows, that's the most successful thing.
I mean, it is the most successful, but I wanted to tinker around in the BIOS.
I think give me a chance.
Yeah, no, that's going straight into Windows. Bollocks.
At least have it.
We'll reboot. Oh, shit. Sorry, man, I didn't realise you were getting hungry. Hopefully it won't be too much longer.
I reckon give it half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour. I just want to make sure the hardware's working. We're going to run a few quick benchmarks, which will not take as long on this CPU as on the old one. And then I'll call the stream now, reinstall Windows and that. Oh, I'm going to have to reset system time that later on, but that's a task for later on.
It is not on fire.
It's not on fire, which is better than...
Which is surprising, considering it's you building the computer.
Hey, I've built loads of computers.
Yeah, quite a lot of them ended on fire.
The thing that gets me is I have far more success building other people's computers. Like, when I build other people's computers, it goes absolutely swimmingly normally.
Yeah.
When I build my own, that's where the shit normally goes wrong. I don't know what I do differently. It's still only seeing 1 stick of RAM.
Try
Slots 1 and 3?
1 and 3.
Yeah, we'll try slots 1 and 3. I'll be a little bit...
Is it because it's not... it's dual channel? Like, check your RAM settings in BIOS. Make sure, like, it's all set up properly.
I mean, it should still be detecting both sticks of RAM, even if it's not using XMP or anything.
But just double check. Wait, did you mess up their computer?
No, I didn't mess up Tom's. But you know, I was on about PC smoking in the backyard.
Oh, this is Tom.
It literally, like, we just turned it on and the power delivery just burst into flame. It was the first time I've ever seen that. Okay, let's power down.
That's a very aggressive BIOS screen.
Yeah, it is very aggressive, isn't it? Alright, I'm not going to unplug everything this time. I'm just going to unplug the power. Yeah, sorry Tom, hopefully it won't be too much longer. Just want to figure out why it's only picking up 1 stick of RAM. So I'm going to try it in the other slots. At worst, I'll run with 1 stick for now.
And then diagnose later.
Yeah, diagnose tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, the PC's built and it's in a usable state. My main annoyance will be if I have to return to Amazon to get new RAM, because they won't send me new RAM and then let me send this after, which means I would be without a PC for a while, which would suck. I can't use the old RAM either, because that's DDR3, which is annoying. Which is interesting that you can see use DDR4 and DDR5 on Intel's new Alder Lake.
Yeah, it's most probably similar to, like, the way they did motherboard specs though and stuff like that.
Maybe. Like, you can't use the both at the same time, but you can use DDR4 or DDR5. Right, let's try slots 1 and 3, see what happens. Is it that way? Yeah, it's that way. Right, both definitely clicked that time. So, let's try that. Oh. And before anyone says there's definitely not thermal paste in this one.
I was going to ask.
Beat you to it. At least everything's powering up. Also, these case fans are not too loud.
No, yeah, they're all right. They don't sound. They're
like they feel like they're pulling a bit of air. Like I still want the Be Quiet ones. They're definitely going to be better, but like these are serviceable because I only paid like 23 quid for 5.
It's pretty good.
So,
even though I wish the front ones played more of a role, like just because of the case, the way the case is built.
Yeah.
Like that is definitely meant for a radiator and not fans, I guess.
Yeah, but I didn't want to go water cooling. I don't want to deal with faff, so...
That would have been funny.
Yeah. It is just a pain in the ass to deal with.
Yeah, it can be. You haven't turned it on?
I have turned it on.
Have you?
Yeah. But it could just be, like I said, the display port being... I don't know if it's the GPU, the cable, or the monitor, but I've been having some issues with... just over the last day or two.
Oh, maybe your DisplayPort cable's just packed in.
Yeah. So, no signal?
Does it not want to post anymore?
I'll be a bit upset if it doesn't want to post.
Maybe you're going to be very, very hungry, Tom. It's very possible.
That's a little bit concerning.
Give it a quick, a quick on and off, an IT classic.
Turn it off and on again.
Yeah.
Might have to put them back in slots 2 and 4. If it boots with them in slots 2 and 4, then we'll just run with 8 gigs for now while we do the benchmarks.
Does that mean it's your MOBA though?
It could be. The only way to tell would be to keep pulling the stakes in and out with like one stake and testing different slots and stuff like that. If it's the mobile, I will be really pissed though.
Yeah.
Because RAM at least is easy enough to swap out. The mobile would be an absolute sod to have to replace.
Yeah, true.
Because you've got to yank everything back out again.
Are you getting any? Does that have like an error code interface or anything like that?
Not that I can see. Like I said, I have got a red LED, but that was only even while we were in BIOS.
Oh, have a look. See what the red LED means. You might be able to diagnose it from there.
Yeah, let's take a look at.
If it's a red LED above your RAM slots, it usually means it's got a RAM error.
It's next to the CPU.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've got a few LEDs there, but the one that's lit up is the CPU.
Oh.
But we're in BIOS, so there can't be anything massively wrong with it.
With Windows.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay, let's try it back in the other slots for now.
Read the damn manual.
No one reads the manual. Like, to be clear, if I still have issues by the time I finish stream and come back to this tomorrow, yes, I will. But for now, where's the fun in that?
Definitely not reading the manual.
Have you ever read the manual?
Yeah, on my motherboard I did, because it's about the size of my head.
Oh, fair.
So it's the most impossible thing to diagnose.
The manual for this motherboard isn't that big. Like, it's a standard B550, so it's not like it's got huge amounts of features to worry about.
I will have to go in about 5 minutes, if that's alright.
That's fine. I will be ending this soonish anyway. Like I said, if it boots this time, even with only one stick, we'll just go with it and just start running benchmarks. So...
Yeah, because unfortunately Lincoln is having a crisis and they're 40 bus drivers short.
Ooh,
yeah, which means there is only like a bus once every like hour and a half that's actually running.
Is it?
Yeah. I fit.
You watch, it's not going to post now, and it's like, oh, no.
Nah, well.
Yeah.
Oh, so some of the...
Oh, devices have changed. Oh,
well,
yeah, because we've just been faffing around with it. Oh, all 16.
Don't complain.
Nope, I'm not going to.
That's what you do with that. Do not complain and just, yeah.
Let's set it. Is that setting it to XMP profile 1? What speed is that going to give it? Oh wow, that CPU is drawing a fair bit of voltage. 1.47 volts.
Yeah, they're about that though, aren't they? 1.4, 1.5.
I guess the newer ones are. I'm used to, again, like the old 5th gen Intel stuff. It's more like 1.2, unless you're overclocking.
Mine pulls like 1.4.
Fair, yeah. Alright, well, it still says 2666 megahertz on the RAM, but we'll go with this for now while we benchmark. Like, it is going to hit the CPU's performance a little bit. Because Ryzen ideally wants at least 3000 megahertz RAM, because is it the Infinity Fabric or something? I know it's something to do with the way it interfaces with the memory.
I don't know, but I know it just works better if you do it.
Yeah, it suffers with slower RAM speeds, so we'll see how it runs on this. If you've got to go, like, don't worry about it, just head off. But the benchmark should be a lot quicker this time.
I will get ready to get going.
Aye, fair dues. Fair dues.
Oh.
I'll look at reinstalling Windows at a later date. On the upside, it means I will have to set everything up tomorrow, so... also means that I don't need to get my hard drive. Let's start with Cinebench, because this is going to be so much...
It'll be so quick.
It's going to be so much better. Multi-core, let's go. Like, bear in mind that the i5 got 3579, which is... this is... Yeah, no, this is quicker. This is significantly quicker.
Can confirm.
Yeah. It's still estimating 10 minutes though, but looking at how quickly it's already like a third done on the first pass. Like I don't think it's gonna need 10 minutes, but we'll see. We will see. Oh man, now that door's open, this is the other thing about this apartment, it gets cold. Like the main reason it's been warm in here is because there's been two of us. So, but that's why I normally shut the door, and like if I'm sat at my desk I have to put the heater on because I'm not moving. So, do you have time to maybe see the Cinebench score, do you reckon?
I reckon.
It's all just about done on the first pass. So, where do you reckon it'll come? I don't think it'll beat the first generation Threadripper we've got on here.
It'll be top 4 though, won't it, on that list?
Yeah, it's estimating it to be around top 4, which makes sense because number 6 is the 1700X, so that's first generation Ryzen. This is third, so and it's beating the i9 9880H, which is what, a 8-core laptop, I think.
Yeah,
it's definitely a laptop. I can't remember if it's 6 or 8 core. So. But this puts it, it's going to be a fair bit below the first gen Ryzen, but that's got 16 cores and 32 threads, and this has got 8, so... But it's either way, it's going to be so much better than the 4690K we're running. Well, like, so far it's looking like it's going to be like 4 or 5 times better.
Which, you can't complain at.
I mean, it makes sense if you think that i5 is 4... Oh, I can feel the airflow off that. 4 core, 4 thread. This is 8 core, 16 thread. So 4 times the thread count.
Yeah.
And that's not even mentioning the IPC improvements. Plus this turbo is higher.
Of course, yeah.
And this base is 3.8, I think. That base is 3.5. That turbo is to 3.9.
So crazy that when you think it's just them little number adjustments and it's
that
much better.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah, we're on the third pass now, so... It still says it's going to need 7.5 minutes. Like hell, will it?
7.5 minutes. How many passes does it do?
3.
Yeah.
So I think the R15 only does 1, but again, they needed to make the benchmarks more stressful because newer hardware. I do wish I had a hardware monitor up. I want to know what the CPU's hitting. Oh, he's doing a 4th pass? What?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Maybe that's why it's saying it's taking longer, is because...
Yeah, like this is going to hurt the benchmark a little bit, me trying to boot up hardware monitor, but given just how stark the difference is, I'm not too worried.
Right, on that note, guys, thanks for joining the stream. I'm leaving. Your production manager's gone. Have fun.
Alright, take care. Thank you very much for the help, Dan.
No problem.
I'll catch up with you on Discord.
Oh, it runs multiple passes for 10 minutes and averages it.
Oh, fair. Okay, so it definitely runs differently from R15 then. Right, take care, Dan. Thank you very much for the help. Okay, now I feel bad because I'm not seeing my mate off, but luckily he knows what it's like. Okay, that's not too bad with the temps, so we're looking at about 71 degrees Celsius. Power draw, we are drawing about 100 watts, so interesting. I'm not too fussed about currents. Obviously, we're maxing out the utilization. We should be with something like Cinebench. Tells you its current average. Does it now? Ah, so it does. These tools have definitely moved on since the earlier versions. Yeah, 13,000 points roughly at the moment. Like I said, the i5 4690K was 3579. This is looking at about 13,000. So we're looking at an increase of almost 4 times, which is a massive increase. Clock speed, we're running at about 4.2 gigahertz roughly on all cores. I'm pretty happy with that. Temps seem to be balancing out at 71 degrees Celsius, which under load, this is with the side off though, so those temps will probably increase a little bit if we were to put once the sides on, which I'll probably do off stream at this point because I will get off. Don't even know what time we're on. What time are we on? Okay, not too bad, not too bad. It's 4:15. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the temps. We'll run the other benchmarks too, because they shouldn't take too long. They're not timer based, I know that much, so it's a case of how long does it need to run them. Not fussed about that, not fussed about that. That's the 1070. That should be absolutely fine right now, because this is not a GPU benchmark. So yeah, we're still going for about another 4 minutes, but this should be a pretty solid score. This is going to be so much better than the other one. Like, hang on, I'm going to write these down. I don't know why, but I feel like I should write them down. More just so if I ever read these again. So, oh yeah, it's going to be, holy crap, what are we on? Past 7. Yeah, so the i5 barely got through, it got to like past 3, and we're on past 7, and we've still got 3.5 minutes left. And like, I don't know how well that camera's picking this up over here. I don't want to move my web camera either, so I might try and move the monitor so that you can see it a little easier. But you can see the amount of boxes it's rendering in one go. It was only rendering 4 areas at a time. This is got probably 16, I'm guessing, one per thread. So much better. It's also rendering each area a lot faster. But again, as me and Dan were just saying, the i5 is clocked at 3.5 gigahertz, I think, and turbos to 3.9. That the i5 wasn't OC'd, by the way, and I'm not OC'ing this either. This base is like 3.7, 3.8, I think. So the base on this CPU is almost as high as what the i5 turbos to. And it can turbo to like 4.2, 4.3. I think it can turbo a little high on single cores, but we're hitting all the cores. So it can probably turbo to like 4.4 on 2 cores at a time, I guess. According to hardware monitor, we're running at about 4.2 on all cores. But again, it's not even all about clock speed. Like the IPC, the difference in the IPC between the two, because that CPU, the i5, was released 2013, early 2013. It's 5th generation Intel's Devil's Canyon. So much different. Hell of a lot different. Bring that back around so I can see it a little more. Put it to about there so you can still somewhat see it on there. What are we on? We're on we're nearly complete past 8 with 2 minutes to go. Okay, yeah, now we're on past 9. I'm going to get my chocolate back out. Oh yeah, Amazon's only just told me my going to Amazon, my CPU cooler has only just arrived. It's currently in the case, so Amazon's a little slow on that one. It was a bit hit and miss though, because for a while it looked like I was going to have to put in the stock one. It literally arrived about half an hour before the stream started. I was half expected to arrive during the stream. But I am not going to complain because it's one less thing to talk about with later on. So in terms of upgrades to this PC, nothing's going to change on it for a while. I do plan on wiping Windows and reinstalling it, but I'm not going to do that today at this point. But I plan on doing that at some point over the next few weeks. The case fans I will be swap out to be quiet. Get some better case fans in there. As mentioned, I do want to get a capture card to go in and a second GPU, but looking at the spacing and stuff like that, I might want to replan some of that. I'll probably still do it. The second GPU should be fine, but the capture card or whatever, yeah, I might just replan all of that, see what happens. So, but that's for later down the line. In the end, I do upgrade the CPU to a 5900X, but at the end of the day, the old i5 was managing fairly well on most hacks, and this 3800X will easily do most of what we want. 7 seconds to go, and 1 past 10. Holy crap. So yeah, this is so much better. We should be getting a complete score in a sec. So yeah, still got some upgrades to go, but to be honest, most of the upgrades I've got left will be more on sort of peripherals. So upgrading this monitor, my second monitor, and getting some other bits and pieces as well. Okay, so it dropped a little bit, but it's still 12,949. So that is significantly faster than the old one. So like I said, the i5 got 3,579, this got 12,949. Huge difference. Let's quickly run the other benchmarks, more out of pure curiosity before I end the stream. We'll run the classroom one first, because that one takes a little longer. This took over half an hour on the i5. I'm not expected to take that long here. Let's see, what's it estimating? It estimates about 7 minutes. That's a lot more respectable. The BMW took nearly 11 minutes on the i5, so that is not going to need long on here. That'll probably only need a couple of minutes. And again, we can see it rendering a whole lot faster, which is sweet. Oh man, I really want to get it to stretch its legs when you install of Windows, but sort that out later on. I do need to do some temps testing with the side panel on. But I'm not going to do that tonight, because at the end of the day, I spent all morning before the stream getting ready for this. I literally started getting the stream stuff ready at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then, like, I'm going to go out after this stream, and I'll still go, like, put things back in order while I get back, so... Oh boy, so that can be done tomorrow, though. How are we doing? Yeah, 6.5 minutes left, it's reckoning. That is slowly getting there. I'm amazed at how well this stream has gone. It's a bit of a shame that our little phone up close didn't quite work out. The audio was just not quite working. Dan tried to get it going, but it just wasn't playing ball. Hey ho, we'll try it for future. There's using OBS Ninja though, and I've got to say it's really easy to use. Like, one or two minor niggles with it from like just playing around with it, but overall, really good bit of kit. Definitely recommend people check that out if you're into like your streaming on this kind of setup. Probably won't be many streams like this just because of, well, I don't normally do stuff like this, and also the effort goes into these streams. I don't have time to do this kind of setup normally, but it has been a lot of fun. Going to desktop, it's midnight. No, it's not. If I was still up at doing this at midnight, I would be having a very bad time indeed. Oh boy. Oh! I don't even have time to practice guitar today. I thought I'd have half an hour to practice guitar. It's like, nope, not happening. Oh, joys. Yeah, this is a little bit dull. This is why I did not run the benchmarks for the i5 on stream, because we would be here a long ass time. This particular benchmark, like I said, took over half an hour on the i5. This one is taking significantly less time. Probably going to come out at about 7-8 minutes by the look of it. And like I said, the BMW will take no time whatsoever. So, where'd I put my chocolate? There I put my chocolate. I'm still going to tidy up all the crap behind me as well, but again, I'll do that off stream. Dee dum 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 dee dum 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 dee dum 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 dee dum dum. Oh man. Yeah, I'm still not sure what to do about the PCIe expansion stuff. Like I said, I will get another GPU in there. It'll just be like an old 560 or 660 or something like that. It's literally just to give to an XP VM to run old games. And I do want to get a capture card in there, but with the spacings that are in there and stuff, that's going to need some work, I think. So we will see Because if I put it in there right now with the capture card, where that second 4 slot is, it'll just stop my 1070 from being able to read properly. So that's a no. I will change views in that, but I've got to do that from the laptop. Unfortunately, my production manager has left me, which, to be fair, the fact that he gave up so much time to help me out already is already a massive bonus. So, alright, I have 3.5 minutes left. Oh man, these really are high quality though. I wonder what it'd be like if we ran it on the GPU. It would be so much quicker rendering it on the GPU, but then again, that's literally the point of those things. So, oh man. Not sure what was going on with the RAM, but at least it's sorted now. I'll fiddle around in the BIOS later on, get up to its full speed. Like, I was expecting it to be a slower speed, but I wasn't expecting it to drop to 2666. I did enable XMP actually, so hopefully that's brought it up, but I'll check that later on. Again, I might rerun the benchmarks off stream after I've enabled that and post the results on Twitter or on Discord, just if anyone's curious. Because, as we already mentioned, Ryzen really does suffer if the RAM's running at a slower speed. So, Intel doesn't, but Ryzen does. Just the way it reads the memory, I guess. So, 2.5 minutes to go. How long can I keep jabbering for? How long can I just keep talking out my ass? I'll say, considering how cheap these case fans were, I'm fairly impressed. They're not quiet, but they're not really noisy. Once the side's on, I reckon it'll be fine. And if my CPU is still being fairly cool, yeah, package 71 Celsius. Like I said, that'll probably go up a little bit when the side panel's back on, but at the end of the day, it is under load, and even if it averages around 75 with the side panel on, which I don't think it'll go up by quite 4 or 5 degrees, probably more 2 or 3, I am still more than happy with 75C under load. So, yeah, the GPU's not doing anything, but most of the time the GPU is going to be doing something, would be doing gaming, where the CPU's not going to be getting so hard. Streaming as well, but again, the streaming's done by the GPU, so the CPU's not going to be hit as hard. So I don't think I'm going to have to worry too much about temps. Part of me was tempted to pull apart the 1070 and re-thermal paste it this stream, but nope. Nobody nope. It's taken long enough to get this all sorted. So, best way in the world, I do not want to still be doing this on stream at 7 o'clock tonight. So, how long we got? Less than a minute. Less than a minute. Okay. Alright, let's message the others. I don't know if they're still in chat, but what time are we on? 15, 20 minutes, then I'll head over. There we go. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Oh, is it done? Yep, so that's done it in a time of 8 minutes 7 seconds. That is 8 minutes 7 seconds. And again, to reiterate, the i5 took 31 minutes 46 seconds. That's done it in 8 minutes 7 seconds. That is ridiculously quicker. So this means that the BMW is going to be absolutely no time whatsoever. Oh, here we go, CPU, render image. Let's see, this one's only got 510 tiles. I think the classroom's something like 4,000 tiles. So yeah, this is only estimating 2.5 minutes. This is going to be done in no time. Sweet! Sweet. Yeah, it's already done 50 of 510. This is not going to take long at all. Oh. Bum bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum. Let's see. Well, you can see this one going. Man, I can't believe the difference in performance. And again, this is without me doing any tweaks. Like I said, I'm not going to be overclocking. Can't be bothered with an overclock. I've got more than enough performance. But I do want to make some tweaks. Like I said, reinstall Windows. Set up the XMP so the RAM's running at full speed. So I will be doing some tweaks to try and get more performance out of it. I'm just not going to be throwing myself at a brick wall to do overclocking or anything. I just want to set it to full speed for what it can do. Oh man, like with this setup I probably could OC, like temperatures wise and that, there's a little bit of space if I didn't mind it running a little hotter, but I'd just rather it would last. So I don't need the extra performance. This is going to be more than enough. So like I don't even need to upgrade to 5900X in the end. I just want to. And I can on this board, so it'll just be a case of swapping out the CPU. I don't even know how much a 5900X is at the moment. Let's take a look. Let's load up Amazon. Where am I going? Amazon shopping. Here we go. Let's take a look at the Ryzen 9 5900X. So 476 on Amazon. I could go for 5950X, but I don't want to. Like, I know that's got more cores, more threads, but it's slightly less performance on per thread. And to be honest, like the 12-core 24 threads of the 5900X would already be ample. Like the 8-core 16 threads in this is going to be more than enough. So say 500 quid for that. I could probably flog a 3800X for a few hundred, which would bring the price down overall in total. So again, not doing it anytime soon, but that is one of the upgrade paths planned in the future. I might have to do a BIOS update because it's a B550 board. Actually no, it's B550, so it'd probably be fine with 5000 series Ryzen. I'd probably check with a BIOS update beforehand just to make sure, but should be good. Yeah, 3 minutes and 4 seconds. That is way faster. 3 minutes, 4 seconds. Okay, so just to read out all the benchmarks again, on Cinebench the i5 was 3579. The 3800X was 12,949, so that's an increase of almost, it's over 3.5 times the score. The BMW render, we'll go with Classroom render on the i5 was 31 minutes 46. On the 3800 it's 8 minutes 7 seconds. The BMW on the i5 was 10 minutes 53. On here was 3 minutes 4 seconds. So yeah, the difference in performance here is absolutely crazy. And at the end of the day, the main reason for the upgrade, it's stable. At least it better be stable. I'll leave it run more benchmarks later on, but yeah, this should be a lot more stable now because I don't have a faulty RAM, although it did look a little dodgy for a short while. So yeah, sweet. Alright then, I think I'll leave the stream there. Thank you so much for joining in, guys. This obviously has been a little bit different, and I'm sorry if the production quality has not been ideal. Like, on the video side, I'm fairly happy with how it turned out, but the audio, I'm aware, has been not great, for which I apologise, but I don't have any microphones, and at the end of the day, in this room, there is a lot of echo. Not anything I can do about it. You don't normally hear it on the streams because I've got a headset mic and that, so it doesn't get picked up as much, but it is just quite echoey, and I can't put anything on the walls. Not that I could really warrant putting anything on the walls anyway, but it's a rented place. But yeah, still. So we'll be back to Dungeon Keeper 2 on Tuesday. I might save the reinstall of Windows till after that stream, just because we've almost completed Dungeon Keeper 2. It means I won't have to worry about losing any saves or anything. Like, it should be fine because it'll be stored on my hard drive anyway, but still. Might do that just to be safe. So yeah, back to Dungeon Keeper 2 on Tuesday, and I'm going to have to come behind the camera to end the stream now. But either way, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream, and we'll see you next time. I'm walking off camera, but I'm going to keep talking while this is going. Oh, this is why Stan to help me out. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Oh, that is the wrong one. Here we go.